Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Shop the area's best selection of quality furniture at Naturewood Home Furnishing, off Highway 50 in Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
So here's a fact. 85% of the population will suffer from foot pain in their lifetime. That's almost everyone. So you'd think there'd be plenty of healthy long-term remedies, but there just aren't, right? Hi, I'm Dan from the Good Feet store. You know, people come in all the time sharing the same frustrating story. Bought this, tried that, been there, done whatever, all different kinds of things, but all with a similar result. Nothing. A discouraging and endless cycle of disappointment. If this rings a bell, don't despair. There is hope. If you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't tried Good Feet arch supports from the Good Feet store. They're designed to relieve, even eliminate, the pain commonly caused by certain foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, bunions, flat feet, and others. Plus, provide better balance and increased comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Massive Memorial Day savings now at Maida Chevy with $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton 5.3-liter in stock after rebates.
$12,000 off every Silverado LT 5.3-liter at Maida Chevy with at least 5 at this price.
Massive Memorial Day savings up to $12,000 off MSRP exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Best trade in 2010 model year or newer and 6324.
Made a great deal at Maida.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Yeah, it's Friday! 3-day weekend. Excited about that. Excited about this. I did some research. I have some NBA players' favorite breakfast cereals today.
Oh, you did that research. Okay. All right. I can't wait to hear
Special K.
No, I guarantee Special K ain't on there.
Brian Cardinal said Special
Brian,
K.
exactly.
I'll let you know.
I can see Brian Cardinal, Adam Keefe, somebody like that. Exactly.
Well, before we get to anything else, we got to find out. Drapes, how did basketball go last night?
Basketball was terrible, fellas. It was pretty bad. It was, you know what? It was so bad, I almost wanted to tap out. I was like, Roberto Duran, no mas. I was tired of the beating. We got shellacked. We got creamed. We got mollywopped. Whatever you want to say about it, that's what happened to our team. And it started out so good, fellas.
This is a team that you guys beat earlier,
right?
Yeah,
we beat earlier, but they had all their guys. We didn't have all our guys. We only had 6 players. Game started out great. I'm fired up. I wasn't sure if I was starting yesterday.
That's the other thing, because I know, you were
because I got the knee issues. Yeah, I got the knee issues, right? My knee is killing me right now. So I bought a brace yesterday, strapped up, got my brace on, feeling good, but I'm not sure if I should push it. So I was going to come off the bench. And they're like, no, Drape, start. So I start. Very first possession. Run a screen and roll. I'm the big man, screener. Get the little man on my back. Dude drops a pass. Oh, I turn, get the and one. Right off the jump. Wow. First possession. I'm like, yeah, big fella. Let's go. I'm feeling good. 2 possessions later. Tight game. It's only like 5-4 at this point. 2-on-1 break. The guy's handling it, right? Me and him on the break. He gives me a bounce pass, Whitey. I take a step, and my knee gave out. It just gave out on me. And from that moment on, I knew, you know what? I'm a role player today. I'm not looking to score. I'm just looking to distribute, play some solid defense, get some good cardio in. So I only took 2 shots yesterday.
Did you hit the deck, or you just you couldn't complete
I just couldn't.
move?
Yeah, I just couldn't. It's like when a horse takes a bad step or something.
Yeah.
You almost go down, but I didn't go down. So I said, all right, I'm going to play with my mind. The physical abilities aren't there. because of my knee situation, but mentally, I'm going to still dominate this game. And so I played. I only took 2 shots. Was 1 of 2 from the field. Only had the 2 points, but we got smoked, dude. It was 80-56. And it was a 6-point game at half.
See, what people are saying is you guys stood pat with your roster since the opener, and these other guys, they were all in. They made some moves.
They made some moves. What's funny? I'm driving home. Jay texts me, "Hey man, Ramsey just hit me up. Ramsey said if you need an extra, he could come on through." I'm like, man, I don't need no Ramsey. This Drapes. We got this big fella. Midway through the first half, I'm like, damn, I wish we would have had Ramsey right now. So we got smoked. And here's the problem with my team. And I know some of the guys listen to the show out there at Lifetime.
They should all listen.
They all, exactly. They should all listen. But we're a bunch of individuals on the floor. We don't compliment each other. We don't play off each other. We're just.
You got to be in a string out there, Trey.
Yeah, we are not. We are not. We are. You've had kids. They ever make those bracelets with the beads?
Yeah.
And then sometimes the beads go spilling. That's what we are. We're beads spilling out all over the basketball court, and so it was frustrating. I will say the highlight of my night, though, kids were there watching me. Love you, kids. Guess who I got to meet yesterday? Loyal texter, always weighing in.
Not Compio.
No. Compio in the basement right now, man. He don't come out. He don't see any sunlight or any daylight.
You've already met Manny. I don't know. Curtis Hicks?
Folsom Mike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Folsom
our
Mike.
boy Folsom Mike.
Yeah.
He came up to me. He didn't say, "Hi, I'm Mike." He's like, "I'm Folsom Mike." And I knew. I was like, you're Folsom Mike. Yeah. He's pretty cut, though. He's one of those dudes that be lifting weights and everything. Ooh. He's not in the league, I don't think, or anything, but he's out there pumping iron. So I got to meet Folsom Mike yesterday. That was the highlight.
Did he have a critical breakdown of your team like he does?
No, he didn't say anything. No, he didn't.
Text line?
No, you know how it is, big fella. They see you in public. They're like, "Hi, Mr. Draper. How are you? Nice to meet you. Can I take a picture?" And then on Twitter and on text and on social media, it's like they're coming at me. And so, I got to meet our guy, Folsom Mike.
Update, Silva is golfing today.
Is he? Okay, with his Kirklands? Okay.
Huh.
It's funny that our YouTube chat knows what the other YouTube chatters are doing today. Like they know each other's schedule out there.
Yeah. Curtis Hicks. I mentioned Curtis Hicks. He weighs in. Drapes, the result of your game last night was how Drake lost the Kendrick battle. Your team and Drake both got mollywopped.
We know that's not facts. If you have an agenda, and if you're a West Coast rap fan, West Coast till you die, you're going to take Kendrick. But when you look at it objectively, Drake's body of work during the battle, I thought, was better than Kendrick. Kendrick had the jabs. He had a couple body blows and everything like that.
He had the suplex.
He had the knockdown. But Drake won on points in my book. It went the full distance. There was no knockout blow. That wasn't a knockout. It went the full distance, and I give it to my boy Drake.
So last night, you guys were the Pacers, and the opponent was Jaylen Brown and company.
And I was Tyrese Halliburton. I was hurt.
Yeah.
I had to, so I didn't play the last 10 minutes because, the knee and it was, So, they were playing without their star player, and we got our butts kicked just like the Pacers.
I love what Jaylen Brown had to say because, I like everybody else. I thought, he had that big game. He threw a 40. He's mad because he didn't make All-League. And maybe he was, but he said, we're 2 games from the finals, so honestly, I don't have the time to give a bleep.
Right. I love that about Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, I got to cover him when I was in Boston. He is the most serious 26-year-old I know. Like, even when he was a rookie, a second-year player, he was about his business. And as I was driving in, Whitey, I'm glad you read that quote. I was thinking, man, I wish our guys had that sort of mindset. That sort of like, when they walk in that building, they are about their business. And right from the jump, Jaylen Brown was standing on business. He dominated that game last night.
Your team would be, I'm 2 blocks from Burger King. So honestly, I don't have the time to give a bleep, right? Your team?
My 2 blocks from Burger King. Man. And what's the worst about basketball? When you're getting your butt kicked. Yeah. And I see it all the time on the youth level, especially when I used to coach my son. When the game gets out of hand.
I bet you were a yeller as a coach.
Not in a bad way. I'm a motivator.
Yeah.
Let's go, guys. Dig in, lock in, that kind of thing. I'm not. Right. I'm not just on the sidelines. I'm not yelling, get your butt back. No, it's like, come on, dig in, lock in. But when the game gets out of hand, and you don't see this as much in the NBA, but when the game gets out of hand, guys start going for theirs.
Right.
Guys start trying to pad their stats.
Bad look. You can't have it, coach.
It's just,
can't have
it. It's like, no, stick to the principles.
Mm-hmm.
Stick to the team concept. Midway through the first half, guys started going for theirs, I felt like, because we were getting our butts kicked. So it was like, man.
Yeah.
So that's what happened last night.
I used to preach to my team, we play the right way, whether we're up 40 or we're down 40. And they'd say, well, if we're down 40, we haven't been playing the right way.
That's
true,
right?
That's not what I mean.
That's true.
You don't get it. Never mind.
And it's hard to tell kids that, especially when they're up 40.
Yeah.
When they're up 40, they're taking half-court shots.
Right.
They're pulling up from the logo. Oh, they're doing behind-the-back passes and everything. And I'm just like, no, stick to the principles.
Mm-hmm.
But, that's how it was last night.
So are we going to hear a lot more now of how all the Celtics got the easiest path to the finals anyone's ever had? Even easier now?
Oh, 100%. Like, facts
what does
are
that
fact.
matter?
It doesn't matter, but it's still a fact, right?
Uh-huh.
It's still a fact.
But I think some, and I'm not saying you, some couch that as some kind of criticism. And you hear that of teams, it's so easy, their path to the finals. What are they supposed to do?
Nah,
sit
Whitey.
guys out?
It's how you take it. Celtics fans are in their feelings right now. They're butthurt. Trust me, I see it on social media all the time. Any kind of perceived slight, they're putting it out there. Facts are facts. The Celtics will make the NBA Finals in every series they've had up to that point. The star player of the other team has been hurt. And I think it was The Ringer or somebody did a deep dive on the easiest paths to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it with this year's Celtics because they're taking the records of the teams there. It's not about the records. It's not about playing Miami or playing Cleveland. It's about playing Miami without Jimmy Butler and Terry Rozier. It's about playing Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen. It's about playing Indiana, no Tyrese. So you can't just look at the records and say, well, it's an easy path, because they said that about the 87 Lakers as well when you look at their path. But it's not about the record. It's about the star players that the Celtics have not had to go through.
But my Celtics, and I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm just doing it for argument's sake. We don't have Zinger right now. We're down a starter.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Our best big.
Come on. Kristaps Porzinger's like their third option.
He's our best big.
Jimmy Butler, their star player. Terry Rozier, their second best player. Donovan Mitchell, their star player. Tyrese Halliburton. Look at the Eastern Conference.
We knocked him out.
No, Whitey.
We
look at
knocked them
and this
out.
ain't even about the Celtics. This is about how lame and how weak the Eastern Conference is. Let's go down the rosters. Boston, Porzingis hurt.
Just look at the all-league teams.
Right, look at the all-league team.
You're
What they
right.
have,
You're
3 or
right.
4 stuff. Second seed, Knicks, no Julius Randle. Third seed, Milwaukee, no Giannis. Fourth seed, Cleveland, our boy Donovan Mitchell gets hurt. Fifth seed, who is the fifth seed? I forget who the fifth seed was. It doesn't even matter. They were hurt too. That's it. The East has been so weak, it's hard to watch right now.
You know what? I think, though, while it may be true that the Celtics have the easiest path because of all the injuries, I think that's missing what to me is the more important point. It's true, I'll give you it. But the more important point is the NBA every year, this time of year, there are too many teams in the playoffs that are missing key guys. And the league, every year we just, that's the way it goes. Someone needs to look at that, whether the season's too long, whatever it is, maybe load management, they need to embrace it more. But too often you get to the biggest games of the year and the best teams are missing key guys.
I agree with that. I agree. I mean, you look at Milwaukee, not only this season, but the season before, Giannis was hurt. I mean,
absolutely.
And here's the thing. I don't think we have a whole lot of load management going on right now. This year was probably the best year regarding load management in a while. And so I don't know what the answer is. We know, as you know for a fact, Whitey, they won't shorten the season.
Right.
They won't, take it to 60 games or 65 or whatever. They won't do that. I don't know what the answer is. I will say, when you look at the players nowadays, and you tell me, they are so specialized when you get to that level. They've specialized in basketball at a very young age. And I wonder if it's a cumulative wear and tear on the body.
Absolutely.
Because now, growing up back when we were Like, we played basketball, but we played football. We did, it wasn't a year-round sport. We didn't play basketball competitively in a league year-round the way that these kids do nowadays.
Yeah, so you're more prone to those repetitive stress injuries.
Yeah.
You're paying the same price right now as a specialist, basketball specialist.
I tell you what. My knees have been shot for years. It's years of playing on the blacktops of Philadelphia. I got that. When you play outdoors, you know how it is. Nowadays, these kids are playing indoors, but playing on the concrete, it tears your knees up.
Try to get somebody to play outdoors with you now.
I'm not doing
What gym we playing at? No, we're out there. I can't.
Right.
I can't. All right. Coming up today on the show, Jason Jones is going to join us 2:30.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to talk today to Evan Sidery about what's going on with the Kings in the NBA. And Imran's going to be in today.
Yeah, our boy Imran. He's coming. I think he's going to have some show and tell.
Ooh.
I believe also. I told her. I told her to bring
week
in.
I'm not allowing them to get off the hook this week.
Right. I need to see some visuals.
That's right.
Some visual aids today.
When we come back, we have some looks like good news on the Mike Brown front. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Hey, California, Cellathon means big savings. Cellathon means great selection. Cellathon means 5 days to save. So visit your California Ford dealer now through Memorial Day and get great offers across the lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Like the built Ford Tough F-150, part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 47 years and counting. Or the adventure-ready Ford Bronco Sport with GOAT modes to help you conquer the great outdoors. And the always electrifying Ford Mustang Mach-E with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. It's the Ford Memorial Day Cellathon. That means choices, whether it's gas, hybrid, or all electric. Now is the best time to get behind the wheel of your brand new Ford truck or SUV and drive it home today. But hurry, these offers absolutely end May 28th. So go to your California Ford dealer today. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
Hey, yo. Let's do a little something for the brothers that be fronting.
Yeah, but we need a beat that they can.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Yeah, you can come back.
He'll be here. Emil will be back. Yeah, he'll stop by.
Emil going over some card business with you. Speaking of Imran, I know that Emil had a couple scores last night in his card unwrapping, so he's pretty happy.
Yeah, he came up on that.
Yeah.
That's a couple pretty good ones.
You can tell when Emil's got a good card. It's like, yeah, I got something I want to show you. And he's like, okay. And he's just the way he carries himself.
I tell you what,
lilt in his voice, like, ooh, this is going to be big.
Me and Emil, we started off kind of rocky.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we were betting heads.
I didn't think there was any hope for you guys.
Yeah, I was worried about it, but he's my guy now. You see him, he came in, Drape, But here's the question. It's Memorial damn weekend.
Right.
What the hell he doing here right now?
Working.
He ain't got no show. He ain't got nothing. Emil, you the only dude in the building that ain't on there right now. What is he doing in here? Your boy, hey, trust
Dedicated.
me. I almost called in because the weather was so nice. And he's here voluntarily? Like, come on, man.
Maybe it has something to do with the fact that A, he picked up some nice cards last night. B, Imran's going to be in today.
Yeah.
You better bring some nice cards.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Possible deals to be made.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, can I tell you something?
Yes.
And we'll talk to Imran about this right now. Young Nick Draper, my son.
Yeah.
He's at the card shop right now, hustling.
Ooh.
He's working over there right now.
Really?
Yep. First day on the job.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Dropped him off at 11 o'clock. He got a little 4-hour shift he's going to do. He's helping those guys out.
Uh-huh.
And so, he's over there right now. I texted him. You'll appreciate this, fellas. Because it's his first time, at the place. I'm like, they treating you well, everything good. I say, how's it going, Nick? He says, really good. I'm having a lot of fun. Fun at work? Sign me up, right?
You need some chips.
Yeah, he's stacking chips right now. So he was out of school yesterday. Yesterday was his last day of school, and then bam, hit the ground running.
It's a heck of a summer job, right?
None of my business. They get money or they get product.
I don't know, dude.
Stay out of there.
I know,
Stay
right?
out of there.
He pocket watching over here. Don't worry about that, brother. He's 14. Whatever they give him, I'm sure he's happy with. Yeah. Maybe we could talk to Imran about
best
that.
interest at heart.
I'll tell you what.
That's all.
I probably should have negotiated on his behalf.
You didn't?
I mean, Jay, He's 14, big fella.
Man, you're the representation.
I know. You know what? I guarantee Bronny ain't working for free in his summer job. Yeah, you're right. I should have been like
sports or choke sports.
I know. We'll have Imran in. We'll negotiate with him. Nah, dude. You ever hear of a strike? You ever hear of picketing?
First days out on the curb.
How was your first day, Nick? Good. I'm not coming back. Till we get some things straight.
Had a lot of fun, but I won't be returning.
Oh man, yeah. Hopefully, I can negotiate a raise for him when Imran's here.
Rich Paul.
Yeah, I know. I just took the first offer. He said, "This is what we paying." I'm like, "Okay, that's great."
That's
So, but
what kind of jobs did you have? High school.
Don't even get me started. I have 2 jobs. 3 jobs I remember.
McDonald's.
Okay.
I got fired for stealing pies. I didn't steal. No. Hold up, Whitey. Stop that.
That's just funny, even if it's not true.
My kids tease me all the time about this. Dad, remember the time you got fired from McDonald's? Yeah, I do, kids. I was in the back, talking to my buddy. He's like, yo, if I get these pies, can you put them in my locker for me? Yeah, so he grabbed the pies from the freezer, brought them to the back, handed them to me, and I just put them in his locker.
Uh-huh.
Well, I didn't know they had cameras and everything. So I walk in. I'm like Calvin walking in down the street, all excited. They're like, Kyle, come here for a second. They pulled a video up. And back then, this is, it was grainy, black and white.
Yeah.
I see myself grabbing the pies and I was like, oh, the jig is up. So they fired me on, and I don't even like apple pies from McDonald's.
Caution, feeling is hot.
For a while. Well, it's about time he got himself together. Now that you mention it, there is something different about him. Just goes to show you can't judge a book by its cover.
Whitey don't remember this.
Responsibility's been good for him. Well, I'm just glad somebody believed in him enough to give him a chance. Wonder where he's working.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I help you?
That's Calvin. You don't remember the Calvin commercials for McDonald's back in the early 90s, late 80s?
I don't.
Yeah, Calvin grew up in the hood, got all the drug dealers on the corner. He's walking through it and everything, going to his job at McDonald's. That was me back in the day.
There is something different about him. Is that why your buddy told you to put it in there because he knew there were cameras?
I don't know. He set me up maybe.
Yeah,
you might be right about that. And then I had another job at a grocery store. It was in the hood. And the first day they wanted me to clean out the freezer. Dude, there was so much spoiled ice cream and spilled ice cream. I quit after that. I'm telling you, this is more of my line of work right here. Talking the manual labor.
Good.
Your boy can't do it. I can't do it. Can't do it.
How about you, Jay?
Yeah, a couple of them was at Smud.
Smud.
Yeah, that was my sophomore year or whatever. I'm big boy cashing in like Nick, trying to do my thing. Smud was one of them. Newspaper, of course, Sac B. That's one of the the passages of rights.
Right. I had a paper out of one time.
I think we almost are similar. You worked at a bike shop?
No, I worked at
pet store.
Shops.
The pet store.
Oh yeah, the pet store selling snakes.
That's right.
Right? Yeah.
Hamsters, gerbils.
Yeah. And one day the owner of the pet shop on Springs Road in Vallejo, I think he's still there. Anyway, she says, I was working with her nephew. She says, look, I want to take a day off. Can you guys handle the store one day? We're like, yeah. She said, no, can you guys, you and John, can you handle the store for a whole Sunday? I trust you guys, but it's not easy. We're like, yeah. A very expensive parrot flew out the window that day.
What? You on the job and you lost the parrot.
Yeah.
They take it out of your check?
Those things were not cheap either.
They didn't take it out of your check?
She did not.
What?
I forget exactly how the bird got out, but it's warm in Vallejo. He was probably fine.
Can I tell you real quick, guys? The one job I did not take that I fully regret. I might have told this, Jay, when we were doing the show months ago. There was a guy who had an ice making store. You remember this, Jay? The ice making store?
No.
He had an ice making store in his house, like in the basement of his house. He made ice.
That sounds creepy.
Yeah, be careful.
I know, right? But my mom's like, yeah, you should go check this guy out. He's making ice, and so I go there and it's freezing cold up in there. And I'm like, man, I can't take this job. Like, I don't want this job. It's too much hard work. It's cold.
What was the job exactly?
Helping to make ice. Like that was the helping to make
water
ice.
into the.
But it was like the big block of ice.
Sure,
like it wasn't like, ice cubes or any. Like it was wholesale big blocks of ice. I regret not taking that job because you know whose ice making business that was?
Whose?
The father of the Fresh Prince, Will Smith.
Wow.
I could have been in with Will Smith.
Yeah.
Jazzy Jeff and all them. Instead, I'm here with you guys right now. But
that
was the end. It was Fresh Prince. The show was just on the air. Will was out on the West Coast, but his dad was looking for help.
Yeah.
And my family's like, yeah, go check out his dad. He's, because he was a family friend and everything. But I didn't want to do it.
I just don't know what you're supposed to do. Hey, Kyle, check the thermometer. Is it cold enough? Yep. All right, thanks.
No, it's probably a lot of lifting and carrying and stuff like that. But think about this, Whitey. I had a chance to work for the dad of Will Smith.
I'm trying to make you feel better about it.
No, I feel terrible, bro. I mean, I make a good living now, but coming in here every day is work, bro. Like that, I would have been in Hollywood, hanging with Will and Jada.
Maybe you get another chance.
Through an ice making
right? You never know. Hey, I would have been networking, big fella. You know what I mean? Climbing the ladder.
So you were like the Pacers in Game 1. You had your chance.
You
had the ball in the lead and you squandered
I
it.
Squandered it. Could have been working for Will Smith's dad.
Dang, Tyrese.
Think about that. I wonder if his dad still has that business. Because think about it. Will's a multi-millionaire. He probably invested in his dad's business. It's probably like the world's largest ice-making business in the world. You just never know.
It could be.
It could be.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, man.
Real quick, on the Mike Brown front, you hear what Carmichael Dave tweeted yesterday. Mike Brown, all signs pointing to an imminent extension, likely 3 years in the 9 to 11 per range. Am told it's more of a when, not if. There had been some rumblings here or there. Some
Carmichael Dave
stuff, improperly sourced stuff, whatever about, it's a problem. Oh, look out. But there you go.
Our boy breaking some news, huh? He got some sources.
He does have.
All right.
Yeah. So he knows some people in high places. So likely 3 years, 9 to 11 per year.
Ooh, how you feeling about that?
That's
I think last week, weren't you a little salty on 10?
No, what I was saying was if it were me, I would be reluctant to give it to him.
Yeah.
So I understand, but I also said, look, I don't care. Not my money. Just make sure he stays.
Just get it done.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. And I think, we saw Carmichael Dave's tweet. There's no reason this guy shouldn't be back talking about Mike Brown. Done a hell of a job, whether it's 8 million, 10 million, 11 million, whatever. It's not our money.
Right.
And if you're Vivek, are you really going to let $1 million or $2 million disrupt everything that's happened the last couple of years? We're on a roll right now. I know this year didn't go the way we wanted, but we're trending in the right direction. Don't let $1 million or $2 million or $4 million when you're a billionaire disrupt what we have going on.
The Cavs are looking for a coach. They're not going to lowball their new coach. And Budenholzer getting 10. And I think circumstances have worked in Mike Brown's favor too, since it became apparent that he was looking for a deal. So good for him. Yep. Hopefully we'll have that to report very soon. When we come back, Jason Jones from The Athletic, as our series of Kings media exit interviews continues. I'm going to see if we can find out about Will Smith's dad and the ice business.
Let me look that up right now.
Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday. We're looking at mostly sunny skies today. Temperatures a bit cooler than average, thanks in part to a steady delta breeze. Highs today will peak in the upper 70s. Expect overnight lows to drop to the lower 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's Folsom Lake Kia's Memorial Day sales event. Save on new Kias with low payments and low finance rates and zero down deals on approval of credit. Shop Folsom Lake Kia in the Folsom Auto Mall and tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Is credit card debt weighing you down? Are you losing sleep at night, worrying about how much you owe? Have you ever used one credit card to pay off another credit card, just prolonging the problem? You're not alone. Half of all Americans are dealing with troubling credit card debt. But there is an answer. Zero Debt USA has proven strategies to eliminate that troubling credit card interest and get you out of debt fast. They can often get your monthly payment down to less than half of what you're currently paying. Work with a company that can help. Visit ZeroDebtUSA.com. Again, ZeroDebtUSA.com.
Hagen Oaks Demo Days is in the home stretch, and this is your last chance to register for an individual fitting appointment with the manufacturer's fitting staff from Ping, TaylorMade, Mizuno, Callaway, Cleveland, Strixon, and Zexio. You've waited many long months for the new golf season, and Hagen Oaks has your new golf gear right now. Book your individual Hagen Oaks Demo Days fitting appointment. Call 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for your personal fitting. Hagen Oaks, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway or HagenOaks.com.
Everyone loves to be outside, and so do mosquitoes. Protect yourself against mosquitoes and West Nile virus by following these simple tips. At least once a week, look around your yard and drain stagnant water from any containers where mosquitoes can breed. Remember to use an effective mosquito repellent, especially at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. Close all doors and be sure screens are in good working condition. At the Mosquito and Vector Control District, we're here to help. Visit us at fightthebite.net.
You've seen the specials on Amazon, Netflix, Showtime, and more. Don't miss an evening with Steve Trevino.
Babe, can I go with Steve and have a drink at the casino? And then she started to speak wife. She looked at him right in the face and she goes, you can do whatever you want. And his dumb goes, told you. I go, oh, no, it's a trap. It's a trap.
Steve Trevino. Saturday, June 1st, the venue at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Tickets on sale now at ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss an evening with Steve Trevino.
Coach Doug Christie here letting you know it's the Folsom Lake Ford Memorial Day Sell-a-thon. Get low finance rates on approved credit and Memorial Day bonus cash now through Monday. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, over 35 years in the Folsom Auto Mall.
Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing strategies that deliver results. On your next campaign, aim higher. Go to aimyourdigital.com and get started today. aimyourdigital.com.
Right now, you're missing all the fun at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range powered by Top Tracer. It's the place to be this summer in Sacramento. Whether you're an accomplished player or a newbie, there's something for everyone at the Hagen Oaks Nighttime Driving Range. Golf is happening right now, and the Hagen Oaks Driving Range is the perfect place to see what the fuss is all about. The Hangout Food Truck offers tasty bites and craft beers on the brand new relaxed patio, and with a free concert schedule, there's always something for everyone at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range. Join the fun tonight until midnight. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
It's Kyle Draper here for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I've been rolling the past few months in my new Mercedes EQS electric SUV. My EQS is without a doubt the best looking fully electric SUV on the road. Friends tell me it's got the most stunning interior of any car they've ever ridden in. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. They have redefined what top-notch customer service feels like. They are simply the best. A half hour from Sac, a short drive off the I-5 right at the 8 Mile Road exit. It's the best car buying experience you'll ever have, and it's always online at mbofstockton.com.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley is coming to town.
Hey y'all, this is Dirk Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Hort Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Family. Take my hand, let me make you mine.
Paige Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hort Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more on Sactown Sports.
Looking forward to catching up with Jason Jones in just a moment here. Before we get to him, Drapes, here's a dang deal. Will Smith's father, whom he called Daddy-O, owned the business air conditioning, refrigeration, air compressors, or ACRAC. Clients would give him their old used equipment, and Daddy-O used to make ice, which he bagged and sold, but he needed baggers.
Dang, that boy Drake slipping.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, and Will Smith says the problem was that bagging thousands of pounds of ice each day required labor.
That's what I'm talking about, big
Lots of labor.
I told y'all, it was labor. It was hard work. I couldn't do it.
Started with me and Harry and Ellen and both my sisters, and then all our friends. Daddy-O started recruiting extended family and all their friends. child labor laws were different back in the day. So pretty soon every kid in the neighborhood was bagging ice except for Kyle Draper.
Except for me. That could have been me.
Could have parlayed that into a management role or something.
Know, right?
An agency.
I could have owned the business.
Game.
I told you. See? But Will Smith didn't do it, so Drapes wasn't going to do it.
Right.
Gotcha. Wasn't good enough for Will. Wasn't good enough for me.
Nice enough to join us from The Athletic, the one and only Jason Jones. Jason, apologize. You stepped right in the middle of Drapes telling us about how close he came to working with Will Smith back in the day.
Well, I don't blame him for not doing that. My first taste of manual labor, I said, I'm going to stick with this college thing. This is my background.
Hey, Jason, you remember back in the day when you were in college, like some of your friends maybe might have worked at UPS or something like that back in the day? Mm-hmm. I tried that too for a day, and I was like, no, you got to lift the boxes and everything. Dude, that's why we stayed in school right there, so we didn't have to lift boxes or bag ice or anything like that.
Yeah, somebody I knew was doing some roofing, and they're like, "You want to make a little extra money?" I'm like, "Sure." A day in the sun on the roof. I said, "Yeah, this really isn't for me. My little summer job is going to be just fine. You guys can keep this." They're like, "You do that." I was like, "I don't care. I can't. No. I don't like height this much. No, I can't do it."
Right.
Hey, we were just talking about Mike Brown, and there's been a lot of speculation about what's going on. As far as you know, do you expect the Kings to get the Mike Brown deal done sooner rather than later?
You would think you would going to get something done sooner rather than later. It doesn't make sense for me to drag this out or make it a distraction. Or the longer it goes, the more the speculation keeps going. That maybe something is wrong, maybe someone isn't happy. What's going on here? I think what I would hope is that if you're the Kings or the Kings fan, you don't take the previous season and then say that meant this season was an absolute failure because you didn't make the playoffs. I mean, I went going into the season saying they could be going from 3 to 10. The West is just that compact. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that they fell off so much as more so the other teams were healthier and they had a few bad losses. But the difference between 4 and 10 was about 6 games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think this should be an indictment on Mike Brown at all. I mean, it wasn't like in the offseason the Kings went out and made these drastic overhauls to the roster, brought in all these new guys and said, "Okay, Mike, your roster is 25% better. Now go win 55 games." Mm. So I think if you take everything into consideration, I don't think how anyone could really be mad at Mike Brown after last season.
Yeah, Jason, I remember when we had you on earlier during the season, you talked about how each season is its own individual season. Not a whole lot of carryover. We were talking about, they won 48 games. Maybe they should win 50, 51. And you cautioned us against that. Now that they've won 46 games, now that we've seen what Dallas and OKC and Minnesota look like, give me some optimism for Kings fans next season, or do they got to go out there and make some wholesale changes to compete in the West?
I don't know I think it's a mix of both. I don't know if you need wholesale changes. If I'm looking at the way they're constructed, I don't know who the player would be, but if they could get one of those rangy type 4 men to go next to Sabonis, a guy who can be a shot blocker, a guy who can, still space the floor, a guy like that. I mean, you can add a piece and what Minnesota is showing you can never have enough 3-and-D guys. The more guys in that 6'6", 6'8" you can throw out there, I think if they can do some things like that, I think the other thing is you'll expect some improvement from Keegan. Year 3, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's the show improve year for Keegan, but you want to see him be solidified as that's our, we have a big 3, not a big 2 and a, kind of 2.2, 2.5. You want to be able to say, "Okay, Keegan, we can pencil you in for 21, 22 points, X amount of rebounds, whatever, and every night." I think if you get a combination of internal improvement and get a couple, I really think they would benefit from getting, another 4-man defensive type guy to go next to Sabonis, because right now you're basically playing 2 small forwards with him.
Yep.
And some of their losses they had, some of their worst matchups, you had, you look at the Pelicans, they were able to beat them up because they had more of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's going to be hard to win in the West if you've got 2 small forwards and a center who's not 7'1", 7'2".
Jason Jones with us, of course, from The Athletic. I want to ask you about Keegan, and just to clarify on what you just said, in your view, do you think Keegan, for the most part here, is a little behind schedule, ahead of schedule, or pretty much where we reasonably could expect him to be?
I think he's pretty much on schedule. I don't think he regressed or anything last year. I don't think you watch his play and go, oh, wow, they made it. Like, what were they doing? This is terrible. But I just, if you're talking about the way the West is and trying to take that next leap, you know, you're going to need him to take a leap with you to get there, because it's not like the Kings have like a max salary slot available. You're not going to go out there and just get another star. You know, you're not going to go, I don't know, outright sign Paul George and drop him in. You know, you can look at the trade market, you can do all those things, but we see with teams that are left in the playoffs, they've all got guys they drafted who became really, really good.
Yeah.
I think Indiana's the exception maybe, but, outside of Miles Turner, but they traded for Tyrese as a young player. So, right. So you had him on a rookie deal. So, if you're going to get to that next level, it just can't be, especially with the way the salary cap is now, you just can't load up and, do you want to be Phoenix where you've got 150 and 3 guys?
Right.
You don't want to be in that situation. So Bonus helped you last year with the way he structured his extension. So you got to be smart and make some smart moves to upgrade. And then maybe, if you can't retain Malik, that's going to create another situation for you. But and that's where you'll also need, like I said, a Keegan to get better. And you kind of just, and find some gems in the draft. All these teams that are playing, they've made some moves. Not all those, Derek White was not a blockbuster move. TJ McConnell was not a blockbuster move. You look at what Minnesota has, they have 2 number 1 overall picks, but when they got some of those guys in that big trade where they got, Nikhil out, getting McDaniels, guys like that, those weren't, blockbuster deals. Derrick Jones Jr., Gafford. So it's a combination of what you've got, those young guys you get becoming really good, and just finding those right guys to plug in.
You know what? You're echoing something that LeBron and JJ Redick talked about recently. It's no longer, get a big 3. It's making sure your role players play at a high level and are stars in their role. I felt like that was one of the issues the Kings had this past season, Jason. You look at some of their role players, my boy Chris Duarte, Sasha Vezenkov, even a guy like Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes. They didn't have the kind of seasons that we expected out of them. How much can we say that was an issue for the Kings last season, and how do they address that this year?
Well, he didn't care for your question.
No, I'm here. I was about to say that's a great question. That's like a question Hall of Fame right there. I know it's like
close the laptop. I'm not talking about that.
I know, right?
No, but that's a really good point, though. You look at the previous season. Kevin Huerter had probably his best all around. Guys really played really well, and a lot of times, when a team breaks out, part of it, Malik Monk, I think we saw what Malik did in LA and you knew he could do it, but to see him, break out the way he did, I think he got robbed 6th man of the year, but that's, I didn't have a vote this year, but I thought he got robbed, but that's a big part of it is that you look at like I said, the teams that are left and some of the teams that had success, you look at a Denver, round 1, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron, those guys were stars. The next round, you couldn't find them most of the time, and they lose.
Right.
And the Kings really, that was a big part. I think outside of Sabonis, Fox, and Monk, most nights you didn't know what you were getting from everybody else. And it's hard to win in the NBA like that. And even Malik, would have his kind of ebbs and flows to the season. But for the most part, you knew what you were getting from Malik. But, there were too many games where, you might get a 20-point game from Harrison, then he might play 12 minutes the next game. There was just so much inconsistency around those guys that you're now asking De'Aaron and Sabonis to be supermen every night. And you're asking them to get and a double streak is cool, but when your team is that inconsistent around, say, a Sabonis, he can't get 18 and 10. You need 30 and 20.
Yeah,
and you can't expect that every night from anyone.
Jason, we appreciate your time as always. Have a great weekend. And listen, hope to talk to you again soon. If you need any ice this weekend, we know who's got the connection for you. Right?
Oh, yeah. I'll drive up 80 and get some. I'll drive up to 80. You know, I got some friends. You know, we'll put a park in Sac, and I'll get all that ice. You know,
I'll only charge you double. Real quick, Jason. Real quick, because Jason's a Lakers fan. He's a Lakers fan.
I didn't want to bring that up.
Don't tell me, hey, y'all really going to hire JJ Redick? Is that what y'all really going to do, big fella?
Well, it appears, and I've had to just kind of say, you know what? I don't know what to say. I mean, you got to be the worst optics. Like, I mean, just when you think it couldn't get any weirder, a guy starts a podcast with one of your players, and then a month later, he could be
trendsetters. Those Lakers are trendsetters.
I have no words for the situation. I'm going to focus on baseball season.
There we go.
I hope that works out for me.
Thank you, Jason.
Good stuff, man. Thanks, Jason.
I'll catch you next time.
All right, have a great weekend. When we come back, favorite cereals of some of the NBA's biggest stars. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Sacramento sports fans, get ready to amp up your summer with the Sactown Sports live events calendar. We've got a lineup that's awesome. First up, mark your calendar for June 8th when NF takes the stage at the Golden One Center. Visit livenation.com for tickets and get ready for a killer high-energy show. Don't miss music legends Daryl Hall and Elvis Costello with the Imposters on June 12th, and NSYNC and Backstreet artists Joey Fatone and AJ McLean on June 22nd. Two great shows coming in June to Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Then looking ahead to August 4th, get ready for the Outlaw Music Festival at the Toyota Amphitheater, featuring legends like Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp, presented by Live Nation. The Sactown Sports live events calendar, your ultimate playbook for the best shows and events in town. Stay tuned to Sactown Sports for exclusive updates and your chance to win tickets.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings sale is on now at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords with low financing and lease options. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Kevin Lewis with National Garage Door, reminding you that in Sacramento, National Garage Door is the king of garage doors. We service, sell, and install garage doors and openers. Call us today for your basketball special. A new 16x7 Rainer garage door with installation and a belt drive opener for only $24.49 installed. Give us a call today, 916-638-4554.
638-4554, National Garage Door.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton & Price in your corner. When you call Ashton & Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real-life person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store. Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Maida Chevy saves you $12,000 off MSRP on every new half-ton Silverado LT 5.3 liter in stock after rebates. Always 5 to choose from.
Exclusive, all in-stock pricing at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
See dealer for details. N6324. Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
If you're looking for $500,000 to $1 million or more of affordable term life insurance, we're Term Provider, experts in finding affordable term life insurance for those that may not be in perfect health. Prostate cancer, heart conditions, high cholesterol, or on prescription medications, you may still qualify for $500,000 to $1 million or more of affordable term life insurance. Call Term Provider at 800-337-4168. 800-337-4168.
Every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Looks like we have some De'Aaron Fox news to share, huh?
Yeah, I was just looking on social media. Our boy Foxy on Instagram just made the announcement. Him and Rasay are expecting again. He said, quote, "There's nothing I've ever wanted more than to grow a family with you. Rainy's going to be the best big brothers." So, and it's a shot of De'Aaron and Rasay. So shout out to them. Congratulations.
That's nice.
Baby number 2 on the way.
You think number 2 will be named Kyle or Draper?
That's a good one, right? Or
yeah.
Drapes. You know,
yeah, Drapes Fox.
Right, exactly. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm not sure like where Rain came from, so I don't know what their thinking is, you know? Dude, what if it like he had some uncle named Kyle or something and they actually named it Kyle or something like that?
Sure.
I mean, like, see, I told you, Whitey. I told you.
Good happy. Good happy.
That'd be awesome.
Did we ever get anywhere yesterday with our cereal discussion? Was anything ever actually settled, resolved, other than that special?
Yeah, Special K is out.
It's just a darn good, sensible cereal.
Special K is if like you're Tom Cruise on the island, and you don't, not Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks on the island by yourself, nothing else to eat out there. Box of Special K drops from the sky. You're like, I guess.
Nah.
Like that's Jay's like, nah,
I'm
not
still
even
eating
there.
the fruit off
not
the
even
tree.
there.
Yeah, he keep the Special
I'm
K.
gonna catch birds with my hand.
I would turn the Special K into Tom, which was the volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wilson.
Yeah.
We we never talked about yesterday was Cocoa Puffs and Tricks, which
Ooh,
are basically
Tricks.
the same thing, just flavored.
Just different flavored. Yeah.
Like
Tricks.
Cocoa Puffs.
Me too. Cuckoo for them.
You're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
Yes.
Dude, I was a Tricks guy, man. I'm not a chocolate guy. Like I don't chocolate's okay, but cereal, nah, no. But Tricks, Silly Rabbit, Tricks are for kids. Come on, man.
And
That's
sometimes
classic.
for silly rabbits. I could only find the favorite cereals of 2 NBA players, but it's 2 of the biggest stars.
Oh, you found some? Okay.
In the association. Do you want me to give you the player and you try to guess the cereal, or I can just tell you? We don't have to.
Yeah. That's too tough. That's
okay.
Too tough.
All right. This guy actually, one of the shoes, he had a cereal colorway.
Oh, yeah. I know this one. Yeah.
LeBron, and he said when he was growing up, his favorite cereal was Fruity
Pebbles. Yeah, the Fruity Pebbles. You remember that? You ever had that?
Yeah.
That was good. Fruity Pebble. No,
they're all right.
But you like Special K.
Well,
this dude's dying on the hill of Special K.
Anymore.
All right.
You know?
Okay. Fruity Pebbles. All right. It's pretty good.
And then Giannis was asked, and he said, fruit. He didn't even hesitate. He's like, what's your favorite cereal? He goes, he said Fruit Loops or Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I can't hate on that.
Weren't you high on Cinnamon Toast
Oh,
Crunch?
absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. I can't hate on either of those.
You can eat that without the milk.
Nah, you want to wind up in the ER and do that. I'm telling you, man. I should call my daughter up right now and ask her, what happens when you eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch without milk? I'm telling you, you get ulcers, big fella. That's what happens. It's a great cereal with the milk because you need the milk to sort of tamper down the cinnamon,
You make
the
it
sweetness.
sound like it's taking Advil without water. Or something.
You ever tried Tylenol or Bayer aspirin without water? And just like
I used to actually, I've taken Advil without water, and I learned that is not
don't
a
do
good
that,
idea.
right? Don't do that. Yeah, you do it once, and you're like, I can't do that again.
No, it's not smart.
Same thing with Cinnamon Toast Crunch and the no milk. It's delicious until you like double over in front of the toilet, with ulcers and pain in your tummy. I'm telling you, man. Whitey, try it. Try it, big fella. I'm telling you. Maybe we had too much.
It's like a waste of perfectly good Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Dude, it's something in the chemicals or something like that that just.
I don't doubt it. I mean, I think you're exaggerating a little bit. You remind me of a story I read about a guy. He's playing golf. This was years ago in Florida or something. He's playing golf and he's a little hungover, So he makes a turn after 9, and he's in the clubhouse and he's getting ready to play the back 9. And so he's like, I want to take some Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah.
So he pops the Alka-Seltzer and then drinks something. And his stomach.
What was it, like soda pop or something he drank too on top of it?
I don't know what. It doesn't matter because once it hits the Alka-Seltzer, and that was in his stomach.
So he didn't put it in, he didn't put it in the glass first, mix it up. He put it in his mouth.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think his stomach exploded or something, or he had to go to the hospital. I think he pulled through and everything, but
he survived.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the way you describe Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
No, that's how it is.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I should get my daughter. Jay, I'm gonna text you my daughter's phone number real quick. Call her up. Get her on the phone. Be like, what happens when you eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch without the milk? And you think I'm exaggerating. Dude, it's not just me. Maybe it's the Draper household. Maybe it's my old age or something like that. But it did a number on me several times. Like I tried it again. I was like, no, it just doesn't sit well with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I found out what Michael Jordan ate every day: oatmeal with blueberries.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that true? He really did?
That's what
when he was playing?
Yeah. He had the same thing every day. And he had oatmeal with blueberries and something else. And he had a cheeseburger for lunch every day. Then he had whatever he wanted for dinner.
And a cigar at night.
Yeah.
And a cigar. Did you, are you oatmeal guys? Are you an oatmeal?
Yeah, I am.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you?
I went through a period, but sometimes I'll order it. There's a place called Lumberjack's Restaurant. Do you know where that is? Yeah.
Where's that at? Vallejo?
No, it's right here. It's on Madison, Manzanita.
Okay.
And I went there once and I wanted to get the oatmeal. And I said, she goes, what do you want? I said, I've heard good things about your oatmeal. She goes, the waitress goes, really?
Really?
Well, certain places, you just can't go everywhere and order everything.
Yeah.
She gave you the look.
Really? I don't think that's right.
Yeah, I've probably only had, no lie, guys, oatmeal once in my life.
What?
I hate oatmeal. I just can't do
What
it.
about cream of wheat?
I can't do it.
The consistency?
Consistency, I can't get over with.
Yeah.
You know what else? I don't eat grits. I don't know about you. I don't eat grits.
No, come on.
I don't eat mushy things, big fella. I need some substance to it, some backbone to what I eat in the morning.
Grits, brother?
I'm not eating grits.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not eating cream of wheat.
But grits doesn't have to be that way, right? I mean, I've had some grits.
Grits got a little texture to it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
No, it's not. No, that's
What,
not.
you don't eat rice?
No, but rice is you can't compare rice and grits.
Yeah, right. You said it need to have a little backbone to it.
Rice got a little backbone, big fella.
Brown rice, maybe. Brown rice, yeah. But white rice, nah, not really.
Dude, I love
thing.
white. I'm a white rice, brown rice. I love
How
rice.
about quinoa?
Nah, I can't do that. No, I can't do
Yeah,
quinoa.
Got a lot of backbone.
I can't do
Plenty of backbone.
Yeah, it does. Right?
What's the backbone of quinoa? What is the
It's just
backbone in
crunchy.
it?
It's,
Okay,
it's,
yeah.
Couscous.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Nah, really?
I don't even
So
know.
then how do you like rice?
What is couscous?
Exactly. I don't even know what it is.
Kind of like a form of rice. You know, so to say. You never seen couscous?
I've heard of that.
Let me make sure.
I should know what it is, but I feel like it's like cold pudding or something.
It kind of, but no, it's hot. I mean, obviously it's served hot. I don't want to say it's in the form of rice, but it's close to something like quinoa rice.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? Manny Too Legit raises a good point. And I
He's
never
the guy that gave us Vietnamese coffee.
Yeah.
My head almost
trying to
blew
take
off.
you out, right?
Yeah. He said, I thought you liked oatmeal cookies, though.
Ooh.
Drapes. Should you like oatmeal too, right? There's a difference. Because the oatmeal, I got the raisins, the sugar. Maybe if I doctor my oatmeal up.
On, man.
Yeah, I got it. Why are you giving me that look like checkmate? All right. I'm going to give oatmeal a try, I guess.
When we come back, you know what? My crazy Kings trade proposal is not looking so crazy now. Next.
Really?
Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
At Elk Grove Honda, we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we'd buy from ourselves. And right now, you'll find interest rates as low as 1.99% APR on approved credit. Our Honda-trained technicians only certify our Hondas if they pass a thorough 182-point inspection. See our exceptional selection of Elk Grove Honda certified pre-owned Hondas with interest rates as low as 1.99% APR on approved credit. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
It's the Memorial Day sales event going on at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi folks, Leonard Harrington here, and I'm here to tell you we've got the savings, the selection, and of course the service to make Memorial Day better than ever. You know, the start of the summer is the perfect time to get into that new Ram truck, Dodge Charger, Chrysler 300, or Jeep Wrangler that you've been thinking about. And of course, there's plenty in stock to choose from. We've got the colors, the styles, and the options you've been looking for. Maybe you need service on your vehicle. From routine maintenance to major repairs, let our factory-trained service techs get you back on the road at no time at all. It's our Memorial Day sales event, so why not kick off the summer right now? Only at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right off 99 in Kettleman, and open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the low price center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, it wasn't exactly a headline when the A's acquired infielder Abraham Toro from the Brewers in the offseason. After all, Toro had just 18 at-bats in the big leagues a year ago. But as we near the end of May, his emergence has become a good story. Entering the week, Toro is number 8 in the American League in batting and also in the top 20 in hits and on-base percentage.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
Oh, oh yeah! Oh, oh yeah! Oh. The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Drapes and Jay and I have been working together since October. Really going back to last summer.
Yep.
First time I knew. Today's the first day I knew that Drapes hates oatmeal, even though he loves oatmeal cookies.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's just full of contradictions.
You know what?
Complications.
Dude, I told you. Dare to be different. I'm an individual wipe. Should take a page out of that book sometimes, big fella.
Mike Nussbaum says, I know I'm going to get killed for this, but freaking hummus.
Ooh.
You going to tell me it has a backbone? I don't know. Does hummus have a backbone?
No, but here's the thing about hummus, which Mike Nussbaum doesn't understand. Hummus you never eat by itself.
It's a spread, basically.
Yeah, exactly. You eat it with something else, which has the backbone, the pretzels, the pita, whatever it may be. Hummus itself, nobody just sitting there eating hummus, but you eat hummus with something else, Mike Nussbaum.
Tin says Shaquille oatmeal. That's pretty good for Tin.
Okay, okay, that's pretty good. All
Maybe
right.
916 says, I wouldn't add raisins to oatmeal. They'll get rehydrated.
What?
They're going to become grapes again.
That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. That's funny. Somebody on the text line, I'm going to say this, 925, a brother that doesn't eat grits. Wow, that's a first. That's a shot right there, man. No, I don't
can't say that, but
you
I was
can't
wondering.
say that. No, I just don't like we grew up with it and everything, and I have had shrimp and grits before, but grits with just some butter by itself or sugar or something, I can't do it. I can't do it.
So grits is kind of like hummus. It's like, it's okay, but I need something.
I need something else with it.
You guys better not compare no hummus to no grits.
It's just in his mind. I'm saying in his mind. That's how
in my mind, Jay. It's not Whitey comparing it.
Okay,
it's just,
all right.
that the consistency.
I just want to make sure we specify.
Can't have it by itself. Come on, man.
All right. Remember earlier this week, in fact, it was my birthday. So you had said, well, I can't criticize you because it's your birthday, but you did anyway.
Yeah,
because you
I did
felt
that.
like this proposal was so outlandish. The proposal was essentially, hey, why don't the Kings go Barnes and Sasha, whatever, to match salary? 2 first-rounders plus pick 13 for Kyle Kuzma and the number 2 pick.
Yes.
Remember
I remember you said that.
And
Yeah.
you said, they'd never do that.
They'd never do
That's
that.
what you said. Jake Fisher, Yahoo, says Kyle Kuzma will be another advanced swing player in the trade market, although Washington's asking price for the veteran scorer prior to the deadline was too rich for most rival teams, and that was 2 number 1s. So if nobody wanted to give them 2 number 1s, they couldn't get that. But if I say, I'll give you 2 number 1s, but I also need a pick swap.
I need your higher number 2.
So we'll give you 2 number 1s, but we need a swap. I don't know that it's that outlandish. If you're interested in Kyle Kuzma.
No, see, but that's where I wasn't in favor of the deal or didn't think the deal. I don't think Washington would trade the number. What are they getting out of it other than 2 future number 1 picks?
And you get a heck of a player at 13. I mean, from what everyone's saying, it's like 5
like
through
Monty McNair over there.
25. No
you on the
difference.
staff now or what? You
No
trying to hustle
difference.
somebody? The question comes down to this, though, and I'd like to know this, fellas. Forget the picks. Forget the what. Are we in on Kyle Kuzma now all of a sudden? Is that the guy? Is that the answer?
I've told you, and you've understandably and rightfully criticized me, made fun of me for being in on this guy, then out, in and out. Right now, I'm in on anybody who's good that I can get.
Anybody, you'll take anything
gonna
to upgrade
my
the
talent
roster.
and I can get him. And if Washington is, in fact, if this is true, who knows? somebody writes something and someone aggregates it. Pretty soon,
everybody's on top of it. Yeah.
And if the first guy was wrong, it's not actually true.
Yeah.
But if he's available, I'm in on him.
So we're not about fit anymore or anything because
I'm not worried about Keegan's development. If I'm
right, Keegan's development.
Yeah.
I am still like that's the holdup. If you're Sacramento, it's like, what does Keegan Murray become, and how much longer do we give him? We just had Jason Jones, on earlier talking about this year. Keegan has to become the guy. He has to become, an 18, 19, 20 point per game scorer. We can't treat him with kid gloves. And I think as you go through this season, we get closer to the season and the trade deadline. If I'm the Kings, getting Kyle Kuzma makes more sense at the deadline because then you got more info on Keegan Murray than right now. I still don't know what Keegan is, guys. I don't know what his ceiling is right now. Is he a glorified role player? Is he, a third or fourth man on a good team? Or can he ascend to be that 2 guy?
As I've said, Jay was the first one that I heard say, hey, you could wait till the deadline again this year.
Yeah.
I'd never considered that.
Right.
It's like, oh, okay, I see that. That makes sense. But now my thinking is, I don't think the Kings can waste another half season waiting to see what we are, where things are.
Right.
To me, there needs to be more urgency. Maybe I'm wrong, but to me, they're so far from the top 4 in the West that to me, they don't have that luxury of, let's see how the first half of the season goes. To me, that might be too late.
Can you do that with Keegan, though? I think that's the question.
That's what
right. Seeing how Keegan develops.
Yeah, like I think you can wait on. I mean, you can do everything else around him, or not everything, but as much as you possibly can. But how much are you willing to wait on Keegan to see how he pans out? And that's one of the toughest questions facing the Kings. If he goes through another season of what we saw last year, we're kind of starting to question, well, he might have the upside of a superstar, an all-star. He may just be a great, solid rotational piece, a high-level starter. And I think that's the tough part, fellas, is how do you go about gauging when and where you start to believe on one side or the other of the fence with Keegan?
I think you give it to the trade deadline with him. And that's why I think, all week long we've been talking about the ways the Kings can improve and things they need to do, draft, trade, re-sign Monk, mid-level, all of that. I'm of the belief now that a trade, unless, if it's for Kuzma or somebody that can impede Keegan Murray's development, isn't going to happen this offseason. I think maybe a trade for a John Collins or a Zack LaVine or somebody like that. But I think Kyle Kuzma and Jason Jones brought this up. I don't know if he's a 4 in this league. Are we really going to, trade for another undersized 4-man, to play alongside Keegan? I don't think so. And that's why I'm sort of out on Kyle Kuzma, the Keegan development. He's, in my opinion, a small forward, a 3-man, and he doesn't feel the need of, a tough, rebounding, defensive-minded 4-man that we need alongside Domantas Sabonis.
I understand those concerns. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think he can do it. He's played, he's listed at both forward positions. He's 6'9". He's not a big, heavy guy. I think he could do it, especially alongside Domas. But another part of this, and again, I realize, look, I'm spitballing here. I admit it. It's what we're doing right now, right? We're having fun. Yeah. What about this? What about this? One of the things that intrigues me about moving up in the draft for the Kings is, remember who they worked out? We know that they worked these guys out. They worked out Klingon.
Right.
And some people now are, again, people that are looking at his workout video, people are saying this guy could end up being like another Brook Lopez.
Exactly what we need.
Exactly what we need. If they see something there that they really like in him, and if they do, well, he's not going to drop to 13.
Right, definitely. And this is why a couple weeks ago, I forget who we had on, but it was like, could they possibly trade up? Could they trade up and go for a guy like Klingon that we talked about that they like? I think that's more of an option, and not an option, but more of a path I'd like them to take than just sitting back and who's ever at 13. If you could go out there and get Donovan Klingon, go out there and make that happen. That's a top 5 player in this year's draft. You get him, you get Malik back, and you could still swing and make some trades, mid-level exception. You still, I feel like, and I know this draft isn't, top heavy and a surefire Hall of Famers, but that dude fits in well with Domantas Sabonis. I think he could play alongside.
See, I love the idea of trading up because we know the Kings didn't even want this pick, right? They wanted it to convey. But now you have it. And now you are where you are, and you're looking at the urgency you have to catch up to the rest of the league. Well, you have a pick, so you might as well maximize it.
Right.
So can we trade up and get the best player we can get right now? And I was just looking at teams they could trade up for, and I noticed, number 2, Washington, Kuzma, and then I maybe
went down a rabbit hole a little bit.
Yeah, but I could see how that's the type of thing they're looking at to maximize this pick.
And the only reason I'll push back on the deal you threw out is basically Washington would be giving up the best player and the best picks. That's why it didn't make sense to me. The number 2 pick overall and the best player for, HB, Herter, and a couple of firsts down the line. But we don't, which hopefully if you're a Kings won't be lottery picks. They'll be later first round picks. I think everything's on the board though for Sacramento, and Jason talked about it. You got Fox, you got Sabonis, you got Keegan. Now you got to fill in the other parts. And we had this discussion yesterday. There are too many guys on the roster that you don't know what you're going to get from night in and night out.
Yes.
That's why I said Tim Hardaway Jr. would be a good pickup because it's somebody what you're going to get from. You know what he can do. We can't go. It's like playing spades. I don't know if y'all ever played spades. Jay, you a spades guy at all back in the day?
Come on, man. Stop playing with me.
Hey, it's like having 4 in the possible.
Okay,
we had 2 in like 8 possibles. That's
part.
the problem. We got too many possibles. I need to know these books are going to count. I need the ace of spades. I need the king of spades. We got too many possibles hoping for a queen of diamonds to cash in.
To walk.
Right, to walk, and it didn't do it last year. So that's why I think, when you talk about upgrading the roster, we need more depth, more, 7, 8 deep where we know night in and night out, that's our guys.
What about Zack LaVine, the latest on him when we come right back? Drive, guys. Sactown Sports, right back.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings sale is on now at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords with low financing and lease options. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley is coming to town.
Hey y'all, this is Dirk Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Farley. Take my hand, let me make you mine.
Kate Stasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light.
YouTube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
TC in the chat says, I would do that trade ASAP. A lot of people love
What are you talking about, the Kuzma trade?
I assume so. Mr. Jason 916, Kyle Kuzma can score and shoot the 3. His contract is better. Nice to see Rockin' New Era 84.
That's your guy right
in the
there,
chat. Yeah, thanks for being with us today as we get ready for the big, fat, warm, quivering holiday weekend.
You know what, Whitey? I was going to take a road trip this weekend. Maybe go down to Pasatiempo and play there. Half Moon Bay.
Ooh,
and I still may do it, but I was having a bad day, big fella. I went to go sell my car. Not the Mercedes, the other electric car that I'm trying to unload. And I can't get nothing for it, man. I mean,
the Mercedes, man.
Jay, I didn't even know we had that drop
Will,
right there.
right?
Yeah, that's our Will.
Yeah.
But I go to the place to turn my car in, get the check and everything, hand over the keys. And, I was up against it because I had to be in here. So I'm stressing out. They're like, all right, Mr. Draper, now hand us the keys to the car. Well, it's a Tesla that I'm getting rid of. I didn't have the key card with me. I only had, because you could drive it with your phone. And so I didn't sell the car today. So that put me I know, it was a whammy today. So that put me in a bad mood. I need to unload this car as soon as possible. I'm making payments. I'm paying the insurance. It's just sitting there collecting dust. It's a relic right now. I need to get rid of it, dude.
But the deal still stands, right? You still can. You just
but it expired today. The offer expired today. So I'm going to go back tomorrow, and they're going to give me like 50%, less. And so I'm in a bad mood, man. So I know it's the 3-day weekend. I'm going to play golf somewhere, but I don't know if I'll make that road trip.
Half Moon Bay, huh? I'll be down that way, not quite that far.
Yeah, Half Moon Bay. I haven't played the ocean course yet. I've played the old course, but me and a couple buddies in a few weeks are playing the ocean course, so I'm going to go scout it out.
What's the hardest course you've ever played? Have you ever played a place that has that reputation? So we were on Oahu once. We played this place. One of my brother-in-laws would say, I set us up this place called Ko'alau, which I'd never heard of. And then we come to find out it's listed like Golf Digest, one of the 10 hardest holes in the world. Hardest courses, pardon me. And it was like, fairway's really narrow. Yeah. If you miss the fairway, jungle.
Yeah.
Don't even look.
Find the ball.
Don't even look. You're not going to find it.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Ansel Hoffman to me is tough because I don't hit it straight. But what was tough? It was TPC Harding Park. It was the rough that got me. This was after they had, what was it, the PGA that was there? I forget which tournament was it. But the rough, man.
That's some big tournaments.
Yeah, if you don't get it in the fairway there, you are in trouble. And that place chewed me up and spit me out.
Yeah, that's right next to SF State, I think. That's where I went to school.
Oh, you were right there? Okay, yeah. It's right across the street right there, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's it right there.
We used to go out there and throw pine cones at each other at night until I hit somebody in the head.
On the course?
Yeah, I don't know
really?
why. Yeah.
Man, kids back in these days, right? Those days. That's what y'all did for fun.
Pine cone fight in the dark. Okay. All right, we're done.
Oh, man.
Well, good luck this weekend. You'll sell your car. Don't worry about
somebody's clowning me on the text line, 916. I can't sell my Tesla. I'm golfing tomorrow. I'm in a bad mood. Cry me a river, Richie Rich.
That's the comment of the day right there.
Dude, Teslas are a dime a dozen now. There's nothing special about them right now. Come on, man. Those
Mercedes, man.
I'm going to Half Moon Bay to play golf.
Oh, that's how about this real quick? Noah from West Sac, our guy. Ocean course is pretty good. If the wind is blowing, bring some extra Kirklands. So I love it, man. I love our listeners, man. I love our listeners.
People listen. It's scary sometimes.
I know, right?
Be careful what you say because people listen. As far as Zack LaVine goes, here again is what Jake Fisher said. We've had Jake on the show, right?
Yeah, we've had Jake.
You get him on a couple weeks. I talked to him. He's busy right now.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he's very busy. Now, he wrote a piece from Philadelphia's standpoint.
Yeah.
We just talked to Keith Pompey about a lot of these things, but they affect the Kings as well. He's talking about Zack LaVine could be available. He says in the event Chicago or another team is willing to attach draft capital to move off salary. So if you're the Kings, again, isn't that exactly the type of deal? It's like, we'll take this guy that we need, and you're going to give us some for taking
picks.
the salary.
That's the perfect guy we need. That's the situation we in. I know the price is high, but Chicago's trying to reset a little bit. They're trying to, get rid of salary, dump Zack LaVine's salary. What, $47 million? I think it is coming up. He's the perfect guy that we need. You get the player and
little bonus.
You get the bonus picks. And here's the thing, Whitey. We can't attract a player of that caliber in free agency. We can't sign a player of that caliber in free agency. So you're going to have to do something like that to get it done.
Mm-hmm. More Life says, no Kuzma need a stretch big to move Domas to the power forward. Keep to the 3 Fox and Monk backcourt. Keeg to the 3 Fox Monk backcourt. Anyone who says, if Monk stays, bless you, and I hope you're right. In my mind, I'm just not even entertaining that. And then if it turns out, he's staying, that'll be great. But I'm pretty much assuming he's gone. Maybe you're
operating like he's gone.
Yeah, maybe it's kind of that way. If it happens, I'll be ready for it already.
Well, the good thing with Malik is that, no matter what you do, you still can bring him back in terms of, it's not like it's an either or. You know what I mean? If you go out there and trade for this guy, then you can't keep Malik. You still can keep Malik if you trade for a Zack LaVine. If you go out there and trade for a Tim Hardaway Jr., like you still are able to sign Malik.
Yeah,
so I'm here with you.
That's a bad thing to lose that salary slot, right? If he goes, you can't. What do we do with the money? It's gone.
Right. That's the thing. And that's why it's imperative you bring him back. I mean, that slot, you know, we're up against it cap wise. It's not like we can go out there and spend that $20 million on somebody else. And so that's the big domino for the Kings. They got to get that guy to come back.
And there's a couple people here mentioning, you know, Zach Edey. And I think we got to move past that as well, Drapes.
Move past that?
Past that.
Edey's not the guy for you?
I don't think. Do you?
Why? I thought you were talking about upgrading the talent. You know.
Yeah.
Zach Edey doesn't do that at the backup big?
I don't think I can waste my first-round pick on a backup. And plus, we don't even know he's going to be that good, do we?
Two-time player of the year? Who did we have on the other day? They said he shot better and had better numbers than I forget who it was. Like
when no one's guarding him.
Yeah.
At
the combine,
I saw that video. It looks pretty good when nobody's guarding him.
I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm not out on Edey. I just need somebody that can play. Can he play or not? That's the question. But I think there's question marks with all these guys. We can't turn around and thumb our nose up at Zach Edey and then say Jared McCain is the best, we got to get this guy. Zach Edey dominated college basketball. He, for 2 years straight, and I know it's college. I know it's a different game. He's not a 3-and-D guy or anything like that, but can he come in and help you out? Can he turn into a Valanciunas or somebody like that?
I'm out on Edey. Are you saying that you're maybe in with the 13th pick?
I would not cry and be upset if they took.
You're
Zach
still
Edey.
open to it. You're
I'm
still
open to it. Yeah. That would excite me actually. Big Zach Edey, because I've mentioned in my opinion, we need a change of pace offensively. We need,
we change your pace, all right.
Dude, we're forcing fastball, and that's all we got. Where's the changeup? Where's the slider? Give me something else. Zach Edey is our slider right there. He's our change of pace big man.
He is definitely your off-speed pitch. He's definitely your, here it comes. You thought something faster was coming. I mean, I'm not taking shots at him. He's not very fast, right? The NBA game moves very quickly. There's a lot of reasons to believe that maybe a little too quickly for him. There's no way he dominates anything close.
We don't know. No, Whitey, come on. How much tape have you watched of this guy?
You think it's fair to say, you think he might dominate in the NBA like he did in college?
No, of course not.
Well, that's what I said.
No, zero players in this draft, I think, will dominate the way.
I said he won't dominate. That's what I said.
I believe the big man is coming back into the NBA. Maybe not necessarily the low post, throw it down, work it off of him. But one of our issues is, and let's keep it real, we have no low post threats. Even Domas at times is limited down low. We talked all last season. Why are they taking so many threes? When the threes aren't falling, get to the basket. Well, Zach Edey is a guy that we can throw it to with his back to the basket, a change of pace guy that can help us out.
I don't want to talk to you about that anymore. Let's talk to Evan Sidery. All right, we'll both talk.
Yeah, all right,
we'll
let's talk to Evan.
Evan Sidery, NBA insider for Forbes Sporting News. He joins us next. Sactown Sports.
Welcome to the May Springtime Sales Event at Kia of Vacaville, where we're celebrating the arrival of a new season with unbeatable lease options on our 2024 lineup. As May blossoms with possibilities, it's the perfect time to immerse yourself in the exhilarating world of Kia, highlighted by the luxurious and versatile Kia Telluride. Throughout the May Springtime Sales Event, Kia of Vacaville is thrilled to showcase our top models with irresistible lease offers. Experience the thrill of driving the all-new Kia Sportage, seamlessly blending captivating design with dynamic performance. Dive into the impressive fuel efficiency of the Kia Niro, a hybrid marvel designed to extend your adventures. Embrace the essence of spring with our eco-friendly Kia hybrid options, specifically tailored for those who prioritize efficiency without compromising on style. With the EV9 in stock, Kia of Vacaville stands as your premier destination for electric excitement. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia of Vacaville for more details.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
Hello, I'm Frank Cock with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. The sun is shining, but the mood of Americans is downright stormy and gloomy. The Federal Reserve did a study and found that consumer confidence is weak and President Biden's approval rating is low. But we have record job gains and solid economic growth. The issue could be recency bias, where we compare today with recent history, not pre-pandemic status. During the pandemic, Americans were flush with stimulus cash, aid to businesses, suspended student loan payments, and tax breaks for parents. This led to 78% of polled Americans in 2021 stating that they were doing at least okay. This level is reduced to 72% in their recent annual study. More Americans may be feeling the pinch of inflation, especially working parents whose rating of doing at least okay is a low of 64% in 2023. Who isn't feeling so gloomy? Retirees, who state that 80% of them are feeling at least okay, possibly due to recently boosted retirement account balances. It appears those with savings might be feeling more secure. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer and member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
It's the Folsom Lake Ford Memorial Day Sell-a-thon. Get low finance rates on approved credit and Memorial Day bonus cash now through Monday. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, over 35 years in the Folsom Auto Mall, and tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you.
Local every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Manny Too Legit sharing the news on the chat. De'Aaron Fox just announced today he is going to have another kid. Posted him and say on his IG a bit earlier today. Happy for him. Yeah, happy for De'Aaron Fox. Anxious to find out more details of that blessed news. Drive Guys here. We're going to talk to Evan Sidery in just a moment, see what he thinks of this preposterous notion that Zach Edey can single-handedly take the Kings to the NBA title. Where is this coming from?
Is that what you believe, big fella? Is that your take on Zach Edey? That's not for me, that's for sure. I didn't say that.
People are pretty excited about Zach Edey. I want to
that.
believe, it is weird that a guy can be so dominant in college and then, maybe he'll be a first-rounder. I think late in the regular season, he is viewed as a second-rounder. Then he is viewed as, maybe a first-rounder. And then, he plays around the world at the combine, and then this guy could be a lottery pick. So honestly, I don't know. It's just very curious the way the stock of these players seems to rise and fall.
But I don't think anybody knows, and that's the problem with this draft too.
Yeah.
There are no guarantees here. Zach Edey is a risk, but just like everybody else, I don't care who they take at 13, Whitey, and I think you agree. Long as they get it right, long as this player turns into something that helps them advance to the playoffs, win a championship. That's all I'm looking for.
Who's a player that you thought, this is the guy? throughout your
course
through
as a
my
fan,
life, and then it turned out
Adam Morrison.
Well,
I was Gonzaga, big fella. You know me. That's
right.
I'm a Gonzaga guy, right?
You have a Gonzaga shirt or something?
Yeah, I got a Gonzaga shirt. I got Gonzaga shorts. That's my West Coast program.
Okay.
Yeah, but I thought Adam Morrison was going to be the guy, and he could have been the guy. You know, he won a championship, right? He got a title with the Lakers back in the day. Don't you typing up Adam Morrison?
No, it's just he won a champ. I'm not going to take the bait.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
He was a champion.
Yeah, I thought, but he had the health issues, diabetes, I think it was. Just never, he's been open about the mental health challenges of the NBA and everything, so he never panned out. But I thought that guy right there. Yeah,
it was him and JJ Redick, right?
Yeah, it was him and
who's the best player in the country?
Right, I was Adam Morrison was my guy. Mm-hmm. That's who I had.
This is a guy that I thought was going to be a great, great player. Spent some time with the Kings.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was a number 2 pick out of Arizona by Minnesota. Yeah. Derek Williams. I thought Derek Williams was going to be an excellent player.
Damn. Yeah, he was second overall pick. You're right about that. Second overall pick back in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
428 games.
He was okay. He had his moments.
He's okay. Yeah. Career 8.9 points per game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who's the biggest bust? Anthony Bennett has to be, right? Has to be.
But, all things considered, he wasn't Anthony Bennett big, but, James Wiseman was
Wiseman.
big bust, right?
Yeah, that's true. You're right about that. You're right.
Nice enough to join us now, NBA insider for Forbes and the Sporting News, Evan Sidery. Evan, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it, especially on a Friday before the big holiday. Would you be willing to share with us? We were just talking about drafts and prospects. Who was an NBA player that you missed on? Like, I thought Derek Williams was going to be great. Drapes had Adam Morrison. Was there a guy that you thought, this guy's going to be a great player, and for whatever reason, it never quite worked out for him?
Yeah, I was really high on Josh Jackson when he came out in the draft.
Yeah.
And he was a guy like a Swiss Army knife that kind of reminded me of Draymond Green type, but super, super athletic. He was a guy I thought was going to fit really well with the Phoenix Suns, really mesh with Devin Booker, number 4 overall pick that year in the draft. I mean, he was out of the league in 3 years, though. So that really goes to show you this is really all a crapshoot. Your scouting department just got to hit on him.
Right.
Right. You just got to hit. One guy we were just talking about is Zach Edey. Where do you stand on Zach Edey? Can he be a contributor in the NBA?
Yeah, I think so. He reminds me a lot. I compare him to Ivica Zubac for the Clippers. I think he's a more consistent offensive version of him. I think a player like him in today's league can at least give you 20 minutes off the bench. And he's been getting buzz really in the lottery. I think at this point, I'd be pretty surprised if he falls outside, let's say, like the late lottery, or maybe he slips just right outside of it in that 16-17 range. But Edey, his production at Purdue, back-to-back National Player of the Year, great defender. Obviously, his mobility is going to be a question mark on the next level, but you can't deny his production. I think as a backup center in the NBA, I think he really could carve out a role for himself.
Talking with Evan Sidery here as we get ready for the NBA draft, which still seems like it's a long ways away, but it'll be here soon. The Kings, as we know, or at least it's been reported that the Kings have worked out Donovan Clingan, and according to reports, again, looks like his draft stock may be rising. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I would be very stunned if Donovan Clingan, if he were to somehow get to the Kings range, that would be an all-time stunner, because it appears his range now at this point is probably going to be number 5 overall, or even number 6 for the Hornets. He's going to be a top 6 pick in this year's draft. He's really showing an improved shooting stroke, which is what a lot of scouts are intrigued by. He's already a great defender, but what if he ends up being a Brook Lopez type offensive player where he's able to stretch it out from the perimeter, give you also a back to the basket feel, and be a dominant rim protector on top of that. And in a year where it really feels like there's no consensus up top, I think he's there. I'd be stunned if he were to fall to 13. I think he's more so in that top 5 range. And if the Kings want to get him, they're probably have to jump teams like the Pistons and the Hornets to make that happen.
Yeah, and there's been some buzz that they might have.
Listen,
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Hey, Evan, what do you make of the Western Conference going forward next season, and what do the Kings need, in your opinion, to position themselves among those top 4?
Yeah, that's such a good question, because you could realistically make an argument that about 12 or 13 teams next year in the West are going to be competing for a playoff spot. And this is, I think, the deepest this conference has ever been overall, as far as teams all going for it at the same time. And for a team like the Sacramento Kings, where you have such a great roster, in my opinion, I think De'Aaron Fox is an elite point guard. Domantas Sabonis, he's a very underrated star center in this league who can fit in a lot of different places. And then Keegan Murray, I think he's going to develop really well for Sacramento. I think he's going to be a 15 to 18 point per game scorer, bringing great defense, great 3-point shooting. I think you're just missing one more piece to that puzzle, and it's a difference maker type of player. And I've been thinking more and more about the Kings over the last 48 hours. And what I keep coming back to is kind of trying to find that Malik Monk replacement, because all indications are, from what I've heard so far, guys, that Malik Monk is probably going to get an offer that Sacramento cannot get.
Yeah.
It's going to be close to $25 million a year from what I've heard. He might get a $100 million contract for free agency, which is a huge thing for Malik. Congrats to him, the way he's developed his game. But a lot of teams are interested. A lot of teams are intrigued by. He's still only 26 years old, so I think he still has a lot of years left in his prime. So a lot of teams are going to be chasing Malik Monk, and I think the Kings need to go and get that bucket getter that Malik Monk is going to be walking out the door with. And I keep coming back to Kyle Kuzma. I think he might be one of the better fits on the market as far as trade goes. And maybe that 13th pick there, if you don't like anyone there, Washington wants another draft pick. That might be an ideal match for the Kings. So they've been chasing Kuzma now for a couple of years.
That's my trade.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No, but you also said they would send us the 2.
Evan, here was, and I said this.
Listen to this, Evan, and don't try not to laugh too hard, okay? Let's hear this out.
A couple days ago, I said Barnes, Sasha, whatever salaries match and whatever Washington wants, and 2 first-rounders plus the 13th pick for Kuzma and the number 2 pick. And even though it was my birthday at the time, my partner, Kyle Draper, tried to laugh me out of the studio, and it sounds like you are now suggesting a form of that might actually be reasonable.
So I will say, to maybe throw a rain on your parade there, the Wizards are not going to be trading the 2nd overall pick this year.
That's what I was saying. That's all I was saying.
Okay.
Yeah, they want to keep that pick. All indications are they're going to draft either one of Alex Sarr or Zachary Richaussier, the 2 French prospects top this year's draft. They really like both those guys. So if you want to get Kuzma, though, if you want to make it interesting, I've been thinking about potential package for Kuzma that I think is really realistic for Sacramento. Maybe you offer up, let's say, Davion Mitchell, Chris Duarte, your 13th pick, and then you add in maybe one more rotation piece on top of that, plus a future pick down the road. So let's say Vesnikov or Trey Lyles plus Duarte plus Davion Mitchell for your salary filler there. And then maybe you can flip Harrison Barnes into another team off of that, because you'll need to get him somewhere else, I imagine, off that deal. But I think that what Washington wants is just salary filler. They want expiring contracts. They want first-round picks. And the Kings, they can offer that. They have the 13th pick this year. They can give them a future pick down the road in 2026, 2027, or beyond that. I think for a team like Sacramento, their time to win is now. I mean, the core with Fox and Sabonis, the time is now. I think you got to push in some of those chips. Me personally, I would go higher than Kyle Kuzma, but I think that might be the most realistic target for them.
All right, Evan Sidery joining us here. All right, he's saying a little higher. Like one guy we've been talking about, Zack LaVine. What's the market for Zack LaVine, and would you see him as a fit in Sacramento?
And could you get something back for taking on his salary?
Yeah, I think that might actually be intriguing. I think LaVine could really actually fill the Malik Monk role, just the polar opposite as far as salary goes, who'd make it in the mid-40s in the next couple of years, which is not appealing, of course, for a team like Sacramento, but he's a 25-point-per-game scorer. He'd be, I think, a great fit with Sabonis. I think he could really help accentuate his offensive game. And I think you might be able to get an asset on top of that for Zack LaVine. If you're willing to take on, let's say, LaVine's contract, maybe one more contract off that Bulls roster, maybe you can take off that plus the salary filler you send back, whatever you want to send back, whether it be Herter or Barnes, and then maybe you can get the 13th pick. Maybe you can swap picks in this year's draft. The Bulls have the 11th pick. Maybe they're willing to move you up 2 spots in this year's draft plus something else on top of that. Take that LaVine contract.
Yeah, Evan Sidery with us from Forbes and the Sporting News. I think the lesson for a team like the Kings right now is you look at Minnesota, you look at Dallas. I want to get your thoughts on who you think is going to win that series, by the way. But both those teams, they made moves. They were all in with the big trades they made, getting Rudy Gobert, getting Kyrie Irving. And then they doubled down last year at the deadline, Minnesota, this year in the offseason. They both doubled down on that. So I think it's pretty clear if the Kings, you either got to tear it down, which they don't want to do. So you got to be all in this offseason. That just seems to make the most sense, Evan.
Yeah, I think the Kings are, like I mentioned, I think they have to be in that window the next 2 or 3 years with Sabonis and Fox. That's their primes. You got to go for it now. And guys like a Kyle Kuzma, another player I think that could hit the market this offseason. that might be a little higher than Kuzma. I don't know about his defensive fit because I think you need more defense. Brandon Ingram, I think, will be available this summer. I think he might be a really intriguing fit with the Kings as far as being a scoring type. I think the dream fit, if you're Sacramento, and this is the guy I'd push my chips all in for if I was them, would be Mikal Bridges with the Brooklyn Nets. He's an elite defender. He's a 20-point-per-game scorer. He fit right in with Sabonis and Fox, the third guy offensively. He's a 40% three-point shooter, all-NBA defender. They need defense in Sacramento. They already have the offensive firepower. You need to go out and get an elite defender next to Keegan Murray. If you put Mikal Bridges with Keegan Murray, now you have a really dynamite wing duo right there, and that really fits well next to the other two stars there. So if Mikal Bridges somehow became available, I'd give up multiple first-round picks. I'd give up a lot for him.
Why would Brooklyn do that, though, Evan? Sorry to cut you off. Why would Brooklyn trade their best player?
Yeah, I think the reason might be why is because Brooklyn's going to be star chasing this summer. I think a lot of teams are looking at Brooklyn to see what happens if they don't go out and get a Donovan Mitchell, who they want to go out and see. If he doesn't request a trade from the Cleveland Cavaliers this offseason, they'll have to pivot somewhere else. They might pivot to Trae Young, for example. If they can't get Trae Young, who are the Nets going to get in that? And they might have to realize at that point, why not give up Mikal Bridges? I mean, he could give them maybe 3 or 4 first-round picks that he can kickstart a rebuild a little bit in Brooklyn. There's not many pieces in Brooklyn anyways. There'll probably be a top 5 pick in next year's draft too. But the kicker about that is that the Nets don't own their future draft picks because they gave them all up in the James Harden. Really in a tough spot here. I think if they're going to try to push those chips in this summer for Donovan Mitchell, but if they don't get it done there, I think they might have to sell off on guy Mikal Bridges.
Catching up with Evan Sidery here. Interesting information. Evan, we have a guy that, he calls sometimes. Sometimes I don't think he believes the things he's saying. And he's saying, the Kings need to go out and get John Collins. I mean, what do you think of a guy like John Collins as a fit for the Kings? I personally am not really in favor of it.
Yeah, I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to that. He might be the cheapest option, though. I mean, because the Jazz are going to be putting John Collins back in the trade market this summer. They were listing at the deadline. He's not going to cost you anything. He's going to probably cost you just filler and maybe a second-round pick, if that. I mean, he's a guy that can really fit with Sabonis and Fox. He's a great athlete in transition. Maybe as a chief flyer, he could make sense there. I mean, the Jazz are certainly going to be listening on John Collins.
Yeah,
man, whoever said that must know their basketball. I tell you, Evan, whoever brought up John Collins in Sacramento must know their basketball. That was me, by the way. That was me. I think John Collins would fit in well. Another guy, another team I've been, saying we should keep an eye on, and you tell me your thoughts on this. The Milwaukee Bucks, with Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis. What do you make of where Milwaukee stands, and might they shake things up this offseason?
Yeah, I think they're kind of stuck in where they're going to be. They're going to be over the second apron this offseason. They're going to be really hampered on flexibility on what they can do in trades. I think it's 1 year too early to envision the Bucks kind of blowing it up there. I think if they run it back this next year, if Damian Lillard doesn't do well again there next to Giannis, I think at that point you might see Giannis ask for a trade, but that might be way far down the road there. I mean, Giannis seems very low to the Milwaukee Bucks, but I'd be stunned if we see actual big changes with Milwaukee this offseason.
Hey, Evan, how about it? Who do you think wins the Western Conference Finals and ends up presumably playing Boston for all the marbles?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with my prediction I start off with, which was Wolves in 7. But after seeing Game 1, I think Dallas has a real chance of winning this series. I think Minnesota's got a real hard time containing both Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. But I think we see the defense win out in the end for Minnesota. I think it's going to be a classic series. So I'll stick with the Wolves in 7. I think we see Boston at this point. Tyrese Halliburton doesn't play due to his injury. I think that they might sweep the Indiana Pacers. So the Celtics probably await whoever wins this Western Conference Finals. So I'll stick with Celtics versus Timberwolves for my finals prediction.
Hey, Evan, we started off our show talking about the Celtics and their easy path to potentially the NBA Finals. How do you view their run when at the end of the day, if they win a championship, that's all that matters. I believe it's one of the easier runs through a conference that we've seen, not just because of the teams, but all the team star players are hurt. Even the guys that they haven't faced, Milwaukee with Giannis banged up, Joel Embiid banged up as well. Even New York not at full strength. I just feel like the East especially is just so banged up. It's like almost who stays the healthiest, who's the healthiest team can get through.
Yeah, that's really all it's about at this point of the year is just a war of attrition as far as injuries goes. And you're seeing, especially on the Western Conference side of things, again, how much stronger, in my opinion, the West is compared to the Eastern Conference. It's the Celtics up top. Then you have maybe a tier below the Bucks and the Sixers, and then maybe another tier below that you have a few other teams. So I think it just really goes to show how easy the East is compared to the West right now. And that's why I think that you might see like a Donovan Mitchell, for example, if he wants to stay in Cleveland and take the $208 million, because I think Cleveland still has a realistic chance the next couple of years if they keep Donovan Mitchell, just because of how light the East is. But Boston is so loaded. I mean, they have one of the best starting fives I've seen in a very, very long time. I think Boston is in a really good position here, quite honestly, to make a run the next 2 or 3 years and kind of be a real serious title contender, maybe win it multiple times.
Hey, Evan Sidery, before we let you go, 2 years ago, the Kings surprised a lot of people. This year, Minnesota, OKC surprised people, although OKC didn't surprise me, but they surprised a lot of people. And I know this is we're getting way ahead of ourselves. Do you see anybody right now where you go, you know what, that team next year, maybe they won't be great, but they might surprise people. And I'm just asking the question, this isn't a prediction, is Detroit an organization we need to keep an eye on?
Yeah, I think Detroit is, just based off of, I've heard personally in the last 24 hours that they've had interest in Brandon Ingram as a potential trade. And that's an interesting thing because they have the number 5 overall pick. They have an ownership group that wants to win right now. They were absolutely embarrassed the last couple of years. They have Monty Williams under contract for $60 million the next 5 years after this one. So they're stuck with Monty as their head coach. They got to win and help Cade Cunningham. And I think the Pistons are going to be willing to make a move like that for a Brandon Ingram type of player. So I think the Pistons are going to try pushing the chips a little bit to the middle of the table this summer and try to finally win some basketball games there. I think they might be in the mid-30s wins if everything breaks right for them next year. But I'd still have a long ways to go for Detroit in their rebuild.
Evan, who's the biggest name to get moved this year?
That's a good one. I will say Donovan Mitchell declines his extension with Cleveland. He will go to a big market, and I will say ends up with either Miami or he will end up going out west.
Dang. Donovan Mitchell. Whew. All right. That's good stuff right there.
You didn't say the Lakers.
I know.
We don't want to hear that. We're not talking about the Lakers, are we?
No, they're going to be certainly an option. I know they can offer the 3 first-round picks all the way through 2031. You're going to see a team like the Memphis Grizzlies, I think, inquire about them too.
Yeah.
I know for sure it's been reported that the Houston Rockets, with all their assets, are going to inquire about Donovan Mitchell. And keep an eye on the Pelicans too. That they are ready to win with Zion. They're going to be willing to offer Brandon Ingram. I think that's a really interesting thing. So Donovan Mitchell, those dominoes, it's going to be set in motion here in the next couple of weeks.
And Evan, how about Trae Young also? I think this is the time that Atlanta finally moves off Trae Young. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think Trae Young, all indications are so far that Trae Young is probably going to ask out of Atlanta just based off of he wants to win now, and Atlanta just got the first overall pick. They're probably going to take one of the French guys up top in this year's draft and try to rebuild. Maybe they keep DeJounte Murray, or maybe they flip him as well. But Trae Young wants to win now. He's been disgruntled the last couple of years in Atlanta. And I still wouldn't rule out tonight the Lakers going for Trae Young or maybe a surprise team. But I think Trae Young's pretty upset with the situation in Atlanta. I would not be surprised if he asked for a trade. So we'll see what happens there.
Evan Sidery, thank you so much. We've taken up far too much of your time. We appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Hope to talk to you again soon.
Absolutely. Anytime. Appreciate it.
All right, Evan. Good stuff, man.
Well, if he's right, then, I mean, there's just going to be things hopping all over the place in the West. The Kings are going to have to make sure they're busy just to keep up.
Yeah, but, he was in on Zack LaVine, coming to Sacramento, and my boy John Collins. I think it's going to be a wild offseason, Whitey. Yeah, not a lot of big names, man.
Yeah, and, I'll give you your due on John Collins. He did say, and you didn't say otherwise, but he said, oh, you could get him for nothing.
Get him for cheap, right? Exactly. That's why Utah is looking to get rid of him, and same thing with Zack LaVine. These are teams, that are looking to get rid of these guys who I think in better environments might thrive. You look at a guy like Zack LaVine, for instance, coming from Minnesota, then Chicago. Those weren't two environments conducive to winning. Something's going on there in Chicago. They got way too much talent to struggle the way they are. I think a fresh start for him in Sacramento would be huge.
Coming up next, Imran Pouladi, the man,
our guy,
sports cards. He's now Kyle's son's boss. So this
we gotta ask about that.
Get a little awkward coming up here with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We'll have clear skies tonight with a Delta breeze that'll cool us to the low 50s by morning. Tomorrow we'll have clouds in the morning, sun in the afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA3 app.
This Memorial Day, the Roseville Auto Mall invites you to experience the thrill of saving like never before. 17 dealerships and thousands of vehicles all in one location. The giant Memorial Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall at the intersection of savings and satisfaction.
Whitey here reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. This Memorial Day, bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meals with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers with features that other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. Plus, up to $100 off select Napoleon models for May. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
So here's a fact. 85% of the population will suffer from foot pain in their lifetime. That's almost everyone. So you'd think there'd be plenty of healthy long-term remedies, but there just aren't, right? Hi, I'm Dan from the Good Feet store. You know, people come in all the time sharing the same frustrating story. Bought this, tried that, been there, done whatever, all different kinds of things, but all with a similar result. Nothing. A discouraging and endless cycle of disappointment. If this rings a bell, don't despair. There is hope. If you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't tried Good Feet Arch Supports from the Good Feet store. They're designed to relieve, even eliminate, the pain commonly caused by certain foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, bunions, flat feet, and others. Plus, provide better balance and increased comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet Arch Supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
It's the Memorial Day sales event going on at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi folks, Leonard Harrington here, and I'm here to tell you we've got the savings, the selection, and of course the service to make Memorial Day better than ever. You know, the start of the summer is the perfect time to get into that new Ram truck, Dodge Charger, Chrysler 300, or Jeep Wrangler that you've been thinking about. And of course, there's plenty in stock to choose from. We've got the colors, the styles, and the options you've been looking for. Maybe you need service on your vehicle. From routine maintenance to major repairs, let our factory-trained service techs get you back on the road at no time at all. It's our Memorial Day sales event, so why not kick off the summer right now? Only at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right off 99 in Kettleman, and open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the low price center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
Yeah!
At Ashton & Price over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings sale is on now at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords with low financing and lease options. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
What is Subcontractors United? It's a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in over 40 trades to help with your home project needs. From cabinets to heating and air to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
Is credit card debt weighing you down? Are you losing sleep at night worrying about how much you owe? Have you ever used one credit card to pay off another credit card, just prolonging the problem? You're not alone. Half of all Americans are dealing with troubling credit card debt. But there is an answer. Zero Debt USA has proven strategies to eliminate that troubling credit card interest and get you out of debt fast. They can often get your monthly payment down to less than half of what you're currently paying. Work with a company that can help. Visit zerodebusa.com. Again, zerodebusa.com.
Hey, California, Cellathon means big savings. Cellathon means great selection. Cellathon means 5 days to save. So visit your California Ford dealer now through Memorial Day and get great offers across the lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Like the built Ford Tough F-150, part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 47 years and counting. Or the adventure-ready Ford Bronco Sport with GOAT modes to help you conquer the great outdoors. And the always electrifying Ford Mustang Mach-E with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. It's the Ford Memorial Day Cellathon. That means choices, whether it's gas, hybrid, or all electric. Now's the best time to get behind the wheel of your brand new Ford truck or SUV and drive it home today. But hurry, these offers absolutely end May 28th. So go to your California Ford dealer today. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
In a world where everybody and their mother makes a primed trim board, contractors have to ask one question. Do I know what's under the primer? Available at just about every lumber yard you can imagine. Vintage trim boards are made from lodgepole pine. That's the stuff telephone poles and railroad ties are made of. It's durable. It's straight. It's been doing the job for generations. Manufactured right here in the USA. Ask for it by name. VintageTrimboards.com.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley is coming to town.
Hey y'all, this is Dirk Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Bonley. Take my hand, let me make you mine.
Hey, it's Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Hope you got big plans this weekend. Last weekend, Sacramento's still recovering from the Sacramento Autograph Expo and Card Show in Roseville. I know Drapes was out there, Jay was out there, we were all out there. And I want to congratulate now as he joins us, the guy who put it all together, Imran Pouladi from True Sports.
Are you clapping?
Cards. Yes, I'm
me.
I'm showing you your good job, and I'm also thanking you for letting us be as involved as we were.
That was fun. Now, I listened a little bit to that on the replay because obviously I was doing stuff, and I heard you guys saying things like, why are we behind the jerseys?
Oh, you heard that?
Oh, you better believe it. Because I was listening to recap. I had to make sure that Tim Shepler, our general manager, didn't screw up by saying something that he should have not said. But he didn't. He was great.
Yeah, he was tremendous.
Hey, it's all about accountability. I'm at 3 o'clock in the morning when my wife and I are laying in bed and she's trying to fall asleep and she hears, why is Whitey and Kyle's voice in my head? I go, I'm auditing the audio.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it was fun. And then I heard you guys saying, we're behind the jerseys. They can't even see us. And I go, guys, we gotta stay focused here, guys. I gotta put you behind jerseys. I almost put a tent over you guys just to make sure you didn't get distracted. But what a fun time. It was awesome to have Drive Guys there at the show. And then we had, I don't know if you'd already talked about your daughter selling
a little bit,
some lemonade out there. And then we had
she did really well.
She did really well.
She cleaned up.
She may have made more money than I made at the show.
I'm sure.
She just did a little, couple blink blinks.
Man.
And all of a sudden I saw everybody with a red Solo cup around that place with lemonade.
Dude, she cleaned up almost $400 she made over the 2 days. And the second day we came, it was funny because we're set up. She's sitting there, and a guy comes over and says, "Oh, can I get the cup of lemonade?" She's like, "Yeah, that'll be $2." Hands her a 20. He says, "Keep the change." Like, people were so friendly out there and so giving, like money was just flowing. So if she made $400, I don't even want to know what you made, big fella. How much you made out of that?
It was a little bit less than that.
All right.
Yeah, so we did all right.
Is there anything, Imran, you can share with us? I know that there's etiquette about the guys that came out, but anything you can tell us about the time you spent with the stars who signed autographs? I know, for example, we were talking on the show about Randy Johnson.
Some of the inside scoop.
Yeah, just a little behind the scenes.
I'll tell you anything you want.
Randy Johnson actually signed the bird picture.
So some unique stuff that happened this weekend, as everybody should know by now. We had that event. We had 13 autograph guests. Kevin Mitchell was on Friday, who did the interview with you on radio. I believe you confirmed that he did or did not wear underwear during that slide.
He didn't confirm. He did play wiffle ball before the winter before he won.
So
the
just
MVP.
to be clear, a grown man asked another grown man if he wore underwear.
Well,
and
it wasn't a grown man. It was me.
It was. Yeah. So that happened, and then on Saturday, that was the crazy day when we had Frank Thomas and Vlad Guerrero, Johnny Manziel, Ricky Henderson, Randy Johnson, Dennis Rodman, Malik Monk, all the Dave Stewart. Don't want to forget Dave. We had a massive group there, and I didn't really get to spend much time with many of them because I'm in the front calling the tickets and running the show. So, but I do have some insights. So, a couple things that were unique that happened. A guy comes and he had messaged us beforehand and said, "Hey, I'm looking to have Johnny Manziel sign my arm because I want to have a tattoo of it." And I said, "Explain." He goes, "I want his autograph and I want to get the tattoo of Johnny Manziel on it." And I thought to myself, sure, I might as well ask. I said to Johnny's handler, is it okay? It's on Instagram. If you go to True Sports Cards and follow us on our Instagram, it shows Johnny signing the guy's arm. And he did follow through and get the autograph touch
already,
the very next day. He had set the appointment to get that done.
Okay.
So we have
That
a Johnny.
was nice.
Yeah, a guy did a Johnny Manziel autograph with a Heisman logo on there. So that was one.
What did Johnny think of all that?
Johnny laughed. He goes, I've done this before. And I'm thinking to myself,
Really?
What?
I heard Johnny was great too,
He was
though.
awesome.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys, though, that turns it on when he needs to and then just turns off when he doesn't.
Right.
And, but yeah, he was great. He held my son. We took pictures together. He was awesome. Very friendly. The one guy that threw me off was Ricky Henderson. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I actually expected Ricky being Ricky. Hey, Ricky, put the sunshades on, and Ricky ain't going to talk to you. Nope. Ricky talked to all of us.
Great, huh?
He was awesome. When he was walking to the front, so for some inside background, the players sign a lot of items in the background, in the back, because it offsets some of the cost of what's not revenue in the front, to the general public. So they sign hundreds, if not thousands, of items in the back. So Ricky's back there having a great time. He's signing. He's enjoying time together. And what I've heard in the past is that he's a little difficult to work with. I did not have that experience whatsoever. In fact, when he was walking out to go meet the public, he literally was like, hey, you over there, come on over here. I'm Ricky. Nice to meet you.
Wow.
Two
Dang.
people that were working in the back with my team. He was great.
And he's one of the guys that would be entitled to not necessarily be always a nice guy.
Right.
Right.
He's
Ricky
he's earned
Henderson.
that. He's earned
Right.
that.
He's
Yeah.
earned that.
Frank Thomas was straight business, very friendly,
Yeah.
didn't want to take pictures with people, but he was very friendly. Hey, we're not taking photos. I'm just here to sign autographs and meet some people. So he was fine. Vlad Guerrero Sr. still has a little bit of challenge with English as a second language,
Really?
but he was
Okay,
fine. He was great, very personable. Y'all want to ask me about Rodman, right? And we'll talk about Malik too.
Yeah.
So with Rodman,
I hear Emil had to go pick up Rodman.
we start running out of people. Okay. So Emil's probably listening somewhere here, but and we'll talk about it tomorrow during our show, 10 o'clock Saturday mornings here on Sactown Sports 1140. That's how you
Well, that's
plug
a
yourself.
promo, huh? They're plugging your show.
I work hard to make sure I'm trying to increase that listener count.
There
8,
you go.
9, 10.
There you
Let's get
go.
to 12 tomorrow. And what ended up happening was we ran out of people to go do runs to the airport, to this. Randy Johnson wanted to grab lunch, so he's got to stop here. Now that car with that driver stuck. So we look, and Shep is like, I'll just go get Rodman. And I was like, you're my right-hand man. I'm running a big old show here. There's no way that I can have you just leave. So Emil was just walking by, and we're like, you, Emil, get over here. Emil's like, what can I do to help you? You're picking up Rodman, and you should have seen his face.
Really?
Man.
Oh, my God.
Man. This guy just lit up like a Christmas tree. He was so happy. And so I could imagine him 10-2 with the 10-2,
nervous,
driving
right?
5 miles under the speed limit and going, what do I ask him?
Precious cargo right there, man.
Hey, Dennis, remember that time you grabbed those rebounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
You're on the Bulls, huh?
Right. And then before that, you were the Pistons, right?
Oh,
yeah,
my
that
God.
was cool.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you this, though, Imran. Sorry to cut you off, but Michael Cooper. I grew up a Coop fan.
Yeah.
The guy was telling jokes. He was having fun and everything.
He was borderline PG-13.
But he pissed me off, though. Did you hear what he said in the back?
I'm
talking to Coop in the back. You got to understand. I grew up a Lakers fan. Magic, Worthy, Kareem, Coop. Those are my idols. I love those guys. So I'm Kyle Draper. Nice to meet you. Coop's like, oh, hey. I'm like, I do play-by-play for the Sacramento Kings. He's like, oh, as Shaq said, the Sacramento Queens.
He did it.
I was like, you're my idol, Coop. Why you got to do that to me? But he was playing the crowd, too, though. Like, tell me about Coop and what he was like when you saw him.
And before you
I
answer,
hate him.
Shep says on the chat, hey, save some for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Save some of tomorrow.
It's just going to be a lot of blinking and staring at each other tomorrow. There's no way that I can continue discussion. All right, so Coop flies in from Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's where that's where his home base is. He comes in from Albuquerque. He was a Lobo, just like Kenny Thomas. So now it's pretty clear that Kenny Thomas falls into the number 2 position as far as favorite Lobos. My favorite Lobo is Rebecca Lobo. But what I'm getting at is, so Coop comes in, and right from the jump, this guy is totally a jokester and just cracking jokes from the second he walks in the door. I'm here to do business. Let's work. But if we're going to be back here working, we're going to have a good time. So he had a blast, and he was having fun, and he wanted to trivia everybody that was out in the front that was going to meet him. And he was really, really personable. Now, what do I think of him? It's how do I say this?
Just say it.
There's a Hall of Fame, and there's a Hall of pretty good.
Hey, don't be dissing his career though. Don't be Imran. We ain't going.
Let me finish this real quick. And he deserves the Hall of Fame. Is that cool? Okay. One-time All-Star, 5 times, 3 or 4 or 5 times. I mean, if you think
lockdown defender,
I think it's just one of those situations where you look at the Hall of Fame and you're going, all right, what is the barrier to get in? Right? In every sport. Harold Baines, right?
Ooh.
Harold Baines, come on, 3,000 hits, but when you play 42 seasons to get there, it's pretty easy to do. Even our own Mitch Richmond, he was a hell of a player. I love Mitch Richmond. I grew up with him.
Don't you start.
Yeah, I know. You throwing slander.
You better not.
He is a one-time NBA champion. One-time NBA champion. With who?
The
Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, Lakers.
So, I just look at it.
Are you saying, and it could be, I'm not even going to excuse myself for cutting you off. Are you disrespecting Mitch Richmond on this show right now?
Let me stop and say this right now. If you look at my if I go down and pick up something, you're going to see on my lower back, I have a Kings tattoo.
Okay.
All right? There's no doubt that I'm as homer as it comes. But I also have eyeballs. And I also watched Mitch play myself. King of the 2-point foot on the line.
Toe on the line.
King of the toe on the line. He was excellent as a scorer. But so was Kevin Martin.
No, don't disrespect me.
You better stop.
Imran.
Am I about to get canceled?
Yeah, you might, because here, and Whitey, we said this the other day. There are only 2 players in the history of the NBA that have scored 20,000 or more points that's not in the Hall of Fame. Mitch Richmond passed 20,000. That's the barrier in the NBA, the Hall of Fame.
And his all-league honors were like he was everywhere.
Right, five of them.
But
6-time All-Star on a Sacramento Kings team that you couldn't name no one
All-Star
else.
game MVP
Come
as a King.
Man. What did Michael Jordan say? The toughest guy to play against and guard is who?
Right.
The Rock.
I'm being attacked in stereo, but I'm going to fight back. Here's what we got, guys. This is the truth, okay? So when you look at the way that things are nowadays, and you've got Luka scoring 30, 32, 33 points a game, Steph scoring 30, 32, 35 points a game. Michael Jordan was the anomaly scoring 30 points a game, but that was when the scores were 87 to 95.
Sure.
When the Kings are running and they're going 130 points, 20,000 points doesn't mean the same like it used to. Just like 300 wins will never be reached again because you've got pitchers that won't pitch past the 5th inning because they're on pitch counts or whatever. So maybe 200 wins is the barrier. So as time evolves with sports and how sports evolve, we cannot measure the same format.
That means Mitch's 20,000 meant more.
Back then, 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
Rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Gold medalist.
I'm just going to say Rookie of the Year, Tyreek Evans, who's hanging out on his couch right now.
But he don't have 20,000 points, man. You disrespect
20,000.
By the way,
the fact you disrespecting The Rock on this show is just highly upsetting.
Mitch Richmond, if you're listening right now, I think you're the GOAT.
Let me mention this. We had some fun with this one of the last times that Imran was in. If you have something around the house, maybe it's a card, collectible of some kind, and you're wondering, what is this worth? If you want to give us a call, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Imran says he'll give you some idea. And these are not necessarily offers. He's big kids.
Right.
Yeah.
How much is it worth? 10,000. You'll give me 10,000?
Yeah. If you're curious, give us a call. We'll start lining those up now. See what we got here. People typically have a lot of fun with this. But as far as the Mitch Richmond blasphemy, I mean, where are we going to go next?
We could go to the next guy's blasphemy. I mean, at this point, why don't we put Robert Horry into the Hall of Fame? I mean, we just accepted Chauncey Billups into the Hall of Fame. Come on now.
You disrespecting The Rock, man. All-American. What more do you need? This dude's an Olympic gold medalist.
I take it he wasn't your favorite Sacramento King.
I was there, Whitey, at the very first Kings game that ever existed in Sacramento. I was physically there with my dad. Yeah. There's no bigger homer of the Kings than me.
I understand.
But I also know that there should be a threshold, and there are plenty of guys in every single Hall of Fame that shouldn't be in. in my opinion. And I represented as a player representative. I represented Roger Craig for 6 years. Every year I was campaigning that guy needs to be in the Hall of Fame, and he's still not in the Hall of Fame. So we got the outsiders and the insiders. And if Coop and Richmond are in, I'm for it. That's fine. They deserve it. They put the work in. But there are other guys on the fringe that's just sitting there going, why is this guy not in if that guy's in? And that's my problem with it. Maybe not excluding people out, but why not include the other ones in? That makes sense.
I was doing an interview once with a guy who you would recognize his name. I'll tell you in a minute. We were talking about that, and he started, I think, crying. And it was during the pandemic, so I wasn't there, so everything was remote. And the producer didn't know what was going on, and he said, "Get out, get out, get out." So we cut off the interview. But thinking back, I think the guy got that emotional that he started crying because it was, you ever think you'll get in the Hall of Fame? Why aren't you in the Hall of Fame? It was Tommy John.
And he's still not in the Hall of Fame. And we talk about him every week with his surgery.
Right. He won like 288 games, and he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Wild.
Yeah.
And a lefty, one of the greatest winning lefties of all time.
Yeah.
And he's still not.
As you said, trendsetter.
A trendsetter. I mean, if you have a surgery name,
he's a
trendsetter, right?
Yeah. At least he's in the Hall of Surgery, I think.
Hey, our boy Malik Monk.
Okay, let's talk.
He was one of the highlights of the show.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, man, you go wear what you want with this. You know, what was Malik like? What was the vibe like? The fans, how they reacted? Tell me about Malik's weekend.
Second year in a row that we had Malik, and I personally love Malik. He is so nice. He is so friendly. He is so everything. And I know he listens to this show. So I want to be very respectful to him. Much more respectful than I've been to Mitch Richmond.
Right.
Sorry, Jay. And so he was there doing business. He was signing autographs, etc. It put me in a tough position because obviously we want him to sign things like jerseys, etc.
Yeah.
But with his pending free agency, I literally could not have Kings jerseys signed because I just don't know what.
Right.
So as
It
you were
might
doing,
not be-
if you go on our Instagram again, True Sports Cards, and follow us, Kyle did an interview in the back room with Malik, and you can see him signing the number 0. It's just it's a jersey number, just the number 0.
Right.
Because if he goes to another team, whether it be Detroit or Orlando or any of these other destinations, he may be I'm hoping he's number 0 wherever he ends up. Otherwise, I have a bunch of items that are
Number
dead.
zeros
Yeah.
that are- yeah.
So I couldn't really stitch them onto anything because there was no scenario there. But I think he was truly, I wouldn't call it annoyed because I don't feel Malik gets annoyed, but it's a tough conversation to be having.
Yeah.
And even you said to him, we really hope you stay. And you backed off on it, Kyle.
Yeah, because
you don't
the
wanna
body
harass
language
somebody.
was there. And yeah, you could just tell.
Yeah.
He didn't want to talk about his impending free agency.
I would just say this. He's definitely weighing his options out for sure.
Well, one of the reasons we all love him, I think, is because he is honest.
Right.
And I can tell, to me, there's a guy that if he feels like I'm probably not staying, he's just not comfortable, not like annoyed by, oh, stop saying that, but just like not comfortable with this notion of, oh, we hope you stay. If he knows in his mind, I'm not staying, he's probably just not comfortable with that.
Right.
Because he knows it's not authentic.
Right. And that was the tough part about it because I just put the billboards out that I was going to mow his lawn.
There you
and,
go.
and I decided not to do that, aka the way that the Maloofs did it for Weber.
Right.
But no, in all seriousness, it's one of those scenarios where if you are an impending free agent and you don't know where you're going to go just yet, and you're truly talking with your family and your team about where you're going to go, it's a difficult position to be in, to be face to face with people that are, literally there were people screaming, Malik, please stay. They looked like they were.
Can we ask, when did he commit to that?
The agreement?
Time.
Yeah.
Timeline wise.
I think I had inked it with his agency roughly late February.
Okay.
Late
All right,
February.
so he knew.
And after we inked it, he went on that hot run. And I was like, this is going to be great. Because last year, Malik was our headliner and there was 250 people in line in a paid autograph signing for Malik. So he did less this year. And I don't think his popularity was less. I think people were just like, what do I get signed? What happens if he leaves?
Right.
But if he had signed a long-term agreement, he would have already had a lot of people in that line.
Ready for a question?
Let's do it.
On the chat here from Cousin Pete, is a Prism Anthony Edwards college card worth anything?
What he's talking about is 2020 draft picks, Panini draft picks. The best way to go is just go to eBay and look at eBay solds as to where it's at. I don't need to do it because I'm an expert at this.
Okay.
and I really know what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
again, let's be clear,
Yeah.
very humble about it. And I would tell you that the Prism card, if I look up on eBay comps, it's probably around $3, $4 right now. It was a mass-produced card. It's one of those chromiums, and people want him in his jersey. He want them in his Timberwolves jersey, and he's wearing his Georgia jersey. So it's one of those scenarios where they just prefer to have. If you have an affordable option to get him in a Minnesota jersey, why wouldn't you go for that versus a second-tier version?
You will find people on eBay trying to sell it for a little more than that. I know that.
Right. Yeah, we have a lot of people trying to sell a $100 bill for $500.
Right.
So what you ask is not what you receive in some cases.
Yeah. I know when I was first trying to check what my stuff's worth, I would do that. I got this card, go to eBay. Wow, someone's asking $9,000 for it. But that doesn't mean it's worth a fraction of that.
Yes, exactly. So what you ask for is not necessarily what you receive.
Yeah, what's the hot card out there now? The hot athlete. Is it still Wemby? Is he still the gold standard?
Yeah, he's hot. I mean, I can't recall, and you guys can refresh me. And I don't know. I don't remember. But was Wemby selected as an all-star?
No.
And he was not selected in the All-NBA team?
No, he was all defense.
Defense first team, and then second runner-up.
And obviously all rookie
of the year, yes. Okay, so he continues to be the hot product, but there is a new product coming out. So Fanatics and Panini, the two enemies. Panini has the licensing for the NBA. Fanatics does not. But what Fanatics has done with their Topps product is they've positioned photos with Wemby because he's an exclusive autograph agreement with Fanatics only. Right, yeah. So you can't get a Wemby autograph out of the Panini product. Okay. But you got Wemby coming into the photo shoot studio for Fanatics, and he's posing to where like he's holding the ball in front of his chest, blocking where the Spurs jersey logo would have been. So now you have autograph stuff. He looks like he's wearing a Spurs jersey, but it doesn't have the licensing. Yeah. So now you have these cards coming with autographs on them. And I really do believe this, and I hate to say it, but we're speak truth here on the drive, guys. I would sell your Wembanyama Prism products or Panini products before this stuff comes out with Topps. Because once this stuff comes out with Topps, people are going to chase that exclusively because they're going to have the chance for a Wemby auto. And that's huge. So he's hot. You know, Wemby's super hot. And then I would probably tell you that the other guy that's really hot is Anthony Edwards. If we can get this guy.
Our guy, Anthony Edwards. Yeah.
Oh, take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll get to the phones. You got something you're wondering around the house. How much might this be worth? We got Imran. He's the guy to let you know. And we'll do that when we come right back. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper here from my fine friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Now, if you're a small business owner, check out their selection of rugged Mercedes work vans in stock at their Mercedes Commercial Van Sales and Service Center right next to the dealership. Mercedes-Benz vans will haul anything that you can put in them, and your crew members will love driving them. And choosing a Mercedes Sprinter van for work can qualify you for very generous tax breaks. Sprinters are available at rates as low as 4.9% APR plus customer bonus cash incentives. The team at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is incredible. I got my EQS from them, and I tell everybody I know that if you're going to roll in a Mercedes-Benz, get it from my friends in Stockton. It's just a short drive right off the 5, a half hour from Sac, right at the 8 Mile Road exit, or online at mbofstockton.com. That's anytime at mbofstockton.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We'll have clear skies tonight with a delta breeze that'll cool us to the low 50s by morning. Tomorrow we'll have clouds in the morning, sun in the afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA 3 app.
This Memorial Day, the Roseville Auto Mall invites you to experience the thrill of saving like never before. 17 dealerships and thousands of vehicles all in one location. The giant Memorial Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall at the intersection of savings and satisfaction.
With Progressive, you get more than savings. You get access to us through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
Oh, I see what you're doing here, Jamie. Giving me all these ways to stay in touch so I have no excuse not to. Well, you're in luck, because this guy's in the market for a new BFF.
Actually, all our customers can contact us this way.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just kidding.
But I am always up for
Taco Pizza!
Jigsaw!
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call.
If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Carmichael Dave here. You know Memorial Day's right around the corner. That means outdoor parties, barbecues, and family gatherings. Now, my friends at Amy's Outdoor Living on El Camino near Watt and inside the new Amy hardware store in the El Dorado Town Center, they're bursting with beautiful, comfortable outdoor furniture. Now, through Memorial Day, they're going to pay the sales tax on all in-stock patio furniture. We're talking great brands like Kettler, deep seating sets, Jensen Outdoor, indestructible Polywood Adirondack chairs, and umbrellas. Now, you all know Amy's. It's your barbecue headquarters, and this year they have two of the newest, hottest brands, those beefy Rectech grills and affordable Napoleon grills. And, of course, they still carry the great brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg. The sales tax is on them now through Memorial Day on all in-stock patio furniture. Amy's Outdoor Living on El Camino near Watt and inside Amy Ace Hardware in the El Dorado Town Center. My good friends, Dr. Jack Friedlander and Dr. Pash in Roseville and in San Francisco are offering not only confidence, not only security, but also the ability, if you ain't insecure, to go from the roster to the all-star team. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about UpsizeMatters.com. Time after time, vote after vote, circumference, or as we call it, girth, is consistently ranked as the most important attribute. Now, Dr. Jack and Dr. Pash can give you a free consultation. The procedure can be done on the same day as your consultation with immediate results. It's non-surgical. It's virtually pain-free, safe, effective, long-lasting, semi-permanent, and doctor-performed. For more information, go to UpsizeMatters.com. Go to UpsizeMatters.com. Make that change. Make the all-star team. Get your girth on.
Sacramento sports fans, get ready to amp up your summer with the Sactown Sports live events calendar. We've got a lineup that's awesome. First up, mark your calendar for June 8th when NF takes the stage at the Golden One Center. Visit LiveNation.com for tickets and get ready for a killer high-energy show. Don't miss music legends Daryl Hall and Elvis Costello with the Imposters on June 12th and NSYNC and Backstreet artists Joey Fatone and AJ McLean on June 22nd. Two great shows coming in June to Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Then looking ahead to August 4th, get ready for the Outlaw Music Festival at the Toyota Amphitheater, featuring legends like Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp. Presented by Live Nation. The Sactown Sports live events calendar, your ultimate playbook for the best shows and events in town. Stay tuned to Sactown Sports for exclusive updates and your chance to win tickets.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings sale is on now at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords with low financing and lease options. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Hey, look who's with us today. It's a very special Friday, big holiday weekend stretched out before us. Imran Pouladi is here. Get warmed up for his show tomorrow, assuming the powers that be allow that show to go on the air after the
Mitch Richmond
slander, right? Things he's been saying about Hall of Famers.
You know what it is? I thought about this, Jay. I thought about this team. I'm upset because Mitch Richmond big dogged me at a signing. I went to Incredible Universe off of Northgate, and I waited in line. And it was him. It was him and Corliss Williamson. and the two of them were signing autographs, and Corliss couldn't have been nicer, and Mitch did not want to be there. Okay, and I think that's just what it is.
That's all right. We're gonna bring Mitch to the store. We're gonna have him do a signing at the True Sports Cards in the mall, and we're gonna make amends. We're gonna bring you guys together.
I would hug it out with Rock.
Absolutely,
and I'll be like, you are first ballot.
We're gonna do
our
it
first
for you.
ballot.
Mark our words. He's a friend of the show.
He's nice. I watch him. I watch him on when he does analysis on TV and stuff. He's great. I just, don't big dog me when I'm 14 years old.
We just had the anniversary this week of the day in 1998 when they traded him, Otis Thorpe for C-Webb, which just changed everything.
One of the greatest and most scary days in Sacramento Kings fan history, where we weren't sure if Webb was going to come or not. And he was very disgruntled coming to Sacramento, but that was the catalyst. That was the Vlade free agent signing year.
Yep.
It was
but everything that
rookie.
year,
Bench mob was formed.
Rick Adelman, new coach.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
It was just incredible. And I think Jay Will was drafted the year after, or maybe it was that same year. It was a full-on overhaul, which is, by the way, what we need here in Sacramento this year. What we need here in Sacramento this year. And you guys have been talking for hours on end. I could see it in Kyle's eyes. But what I'm
your boy, I told you right around 5:06, I'm done. Usually, I'm tapping out. If half hour left.
If you have an energy drink and you're ready to sponsor the drive, guys, call in and let us know, because we need some energy pops for Kyle here.
I can use that right now.
But what I'm getting at is, did you guys talk about who you think the Kings should draft at 13?
We talked a lot about
just
that.
real quickly, who's your choice?
Right now, my guy would be Tristan Da Silva.
And then
Jacoby Walters.
And Jay?
Cody Williams.
And I've been on Cody Williams as well.
None of those guys, I don't know any of them.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go and say, we don't need another bench dude, in my opinion. These guys may turn into starters and be amazing. Just go for Zach Edey and just get it over with.
He's gonna be a bench dude, though.
Dude, 7'3".
7'3". He's thinking of a business from the business perspective. Zach Edey in-store signing. I can make some money. I see where you're going with that.
My two things I'll share with you. I represent exclusively the Hall of Famer Artis Gilmore, 7'2", 7'2". And before he passed, I was good friends with Mark Eaton. 7'4".
Okay.
Mark and I met each other at a speaking convention to where we learned how to become public speakers. And as you can tell, I still haven't learned how to speak correctly. But what I'm saying is that people love the "can I take a picture with you" format of the 7-footers.
Yeah.
They love it.
Mark Eaton's one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Oh,
I've
my
never
goodness.
met Artis. I would love to, but Mark Eaton.
They love it.
Yeah.
So Zach Edey would instantly be a fan favorite when you're looking at 7'3" guy.
We got too many people that want to talk.
Oh, let's go. Lined up.
339-40-1-800-9200.
I feel like Dennis Rodman at the show.
We start with Doug. Doug, you're on with Imran. Oh, no, we don't. Stefan. We start with Stefan, Sactown Sports. Hello, Stefan. What's up?
Hey. Oh, not much. I just wanted to find out about this Deion Sanders 49er jersey that I've been storing for years. It's from 95, 96. It's his 49er jersey when he was, defensive player of the year, and they won the Super Bowl. It's autographed, Deion Sanders, prime time, and it's framed.
All right. So
frame Deion Sanders.
So your question is, what is it worth?
Yeah, what's something like that worth?
Well, a couple things come into factors when you're looking at jerseys. The first one is it a custom jersey, meaning that it has no logos of like a Nike logo or the NFL logo or the 49ers logo? It's with it being framed, my guess is that you can't see it until you deconstruct the thing. But we sell the Deion Sanders framed jerseys in our mall shop between $1,000 and $1,500, depending on what type of an autograph, if it looks good. If I'm not mistaken, Deion's going to have the S in Sanders with dollar signs, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so.
So he started doing that the second year or his first year as a Niner. He started doing that. And so I'll tell you that when you look at your jerseys, Niners and Cowboys signed jerseys are worth the most. And then the Washington Redskins and Baltimore Ravens versions of Deion, some Falcon stuff too.
Right.
So it really comes down to who the team is that you have it signed with as well. But you have a really nice piece there, and you should be proud that it's part of your collection.
$7 right now. Steph, I'll give you $7 for it.
Because they got, I know they used two jerseys that year. They used one with that box that shadow box.
Oh,
the black fringe shadow to it.
Yeah.
That's the more popular one because that was the one that they used during their Super Bowl run.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the more popular one.
Unfortunately, this one doesn't have it. It's just a regular 49er jersey, but it does have a certificate of authenticity.
Brother, let's just go get some. Let's just go get some black material and just add it to it. All of a sudden, it's called modifications. We can make it happen.
Yeah.
I could be. One more thing. I got an autographed Super Bowl ball signed by Thurman Thomas and Emmitt Smith.
Wait. Okay.
Well,
thank you, Steven.
Yeah. So 1 won and 1 lost in that Super Bowl. One of those two lost 4 times in a row.
Right.
So if you're asking value, truly and strangely enough, you got 2 Hall of Fame running backs on there, but it would actually be worth more if you just had Emmitt signed by itself.
Seriously?
Yes.
Right.
Strange.
Oh.
Because
okay.
Yeah, it's just one of the scenarios.
What do you get those? There's those things you can erase, magic erasers.
I'll give you.
You know what? I have some exclusive contracts with athletes. I would love to use a magic eraser too.
Quick tidbit, and this is something I don't know if you know this, Imran. The reason why Deion starts signing in 1994, the only year he played for the 49ers with the money sign, is because the song Must Be the Money.
That's right.
That's when he changed it. That's what he told me.
Yeah.
So that's what he told. He literally changed the actual situation.
Did he just drop a Deion Sanders? Let me just pick this up real quick.
You're not the only one.
I'm just pulling my Imran situation out of my pocket.
As our YouTube chatter says, Imran drops more names than Kadarius Toney drops passes. So touche. Not going to tell you who that's from, but
that is a lot.
Yeah, our boy Shep said that.
Shep. Hey, Shep used to be employed by True Sports Cards, everybody.
Kyle Draper's son is moving.
Exactly. There's an opening there.
Kyle's son is now the general manager of True Sports Cards.
How about Adam on Sactown Sports? Hello, Adam. What's up?
Hey, I was a big fan back in the day of the Fab Five. They came out to visit us in Italy as an Army kid. So I've kept Chris Webber's Michigan card in hard plastic. It's not signed, but it's got all 4 of his years. It's sentimental to me, but I was wondering on this topic if it's got any value.
Yeah,
it's a card?
It's probably the classic 4-sport, correct? 1993.
It is, and it looks like it's got the hardwood behind him.
Did you say that it's sentimental to you?
Well, just because he kind of came out and showed us all support.
There you go. And there's the value. Because if you went to go sell it right now, it was one of those mass-produced times of the generation of mass production. It's probably worth between $1 and $3, something like that. So it's just better staying in your collection and you loving it and remembering the memories that come with it. Not always we have to worry about the value. Not that you're saying that, but value is secondary if you have these memories that really mean something to you. So hang on to that. Hang on to the memory, and shout out Fab Five.
Yeah.
Oh, short.
Maybe he'll sign it for you someday.
Here's a quick story about Weber with me. I fly Southwest fairly often. I'm an A-list member. That's a drop right there.
Yeah.
A-list member. Don't look at it. Yeah.
Southwest.
I was Southwest.
I know Southwest A-lister.
I was A1, and they
y'all some haters.
Yeah. So I'm A-list, right? A guy comes up to me and goes, "Excuse me, because we're all trying to figure out where we're at in the list online in the check-in line,
lining up,
and line up, and they go." What number are you? I go, are you the pilot? And he's like, no. Are you one of the flight attendants? No. Well, I'm A1, so get behind me, buddy.
Who said that?
Me.
Okay, so
you're
one of those.
Get behind me.
You're one of those.
Baby, I'm steak sauce, A1. Get to the back.
My God.
All right. So with that said, guess who's on this flight Sacramento to LA? Chris Webber. And I'm A1. So guess what I'm getting? I'm getting that seat that doesn't have that front recliner so I can stretch my legs out because I am 5'9", maybe.
Yeah.
Right? So here comes Weber in A16, A19 or whatever.
Yeah. Still A group.
He's looking at me, and I'm sitting in that seat, and he's looking at me, and I go, 4 autographs and a photo. He's like, done. I scoot over to the middle, and he sits in the seat. That's my Chris Webber story.
What did he autograph for you?
Yeah.
We had him sign my arm, and I got a tattoo. I'm lying. I had him sign the bag of peanuts, 4 of them. So I have 4 bags of peanuts
signed by Chris Webber.
Because I didn't have anything, but I do have a photo with him, and he looked pleased.
Who put Chris Webber on Southwest?
I
know, right?
Get that.
I don't know.
Here's Cousin Pete. What about an 8x10 MJ autograph smeared, but I met Jordan in 1991 when he came to play the Kings.
Awesome. Smeared autographs are a little difficult to sell. Jordan is one of the most faked autographs in the entire industry. Oh yeah, big time. Because you figure if you can get somebody to buy a Jordan autograph, they're going to dupe somebody into spending a minimum of $1,000. A minimum. He had an exclusive.
More than my Sammy Sosa autograph.
Yeah. Well, again, the ball that you had Sammy Sosa, and I'm doing air quotes on radio, Sammy Sosa sign, that ball is now damaged and it's not worth anything.
Yeah, right.
So, but MJ had an exclusive agreement with Upper Deck, still does. And for years, he only signed Upper Deck products with an authentication sticker and only at his flight school camp that he did. He would allow every camper to bring one item for him to sign. That was the only stuff he ever signed. There's rumors that he was offered $100 million to do 2-day seminar, and he said no. Damn. Like, this guy just does not do much at all. And so when somebody says, hey, I met him and he signed an autograph, that was before the actual exclusive agreement with Upper Deck.
Yeah.
So our gentleman, Cousin Pete, is that who it was that said this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cousin Pete, you have a rare piece. If you met him and got that, congratulations. Authentication can be done by a third party. We can help you connect with that third party. It's going to cost you probably about $150 to $200 to get that authenticated, but well worth it, even with the smear.
Let me ask you this though, because my son, he goes to a lot of games, gets a lot of stuff signed. What's the value, I guess, in let's say a Luka signature? Do you got to get that authenticated? Does there need to be a picture with it? Because I see a lot of kids, he got a lot of signed jerseys. Like, how do we figure out the value of those kind of things?
So there's paid signings, meaning that somebody's sitting down comfortably in a chair and signing an autograph. Yeah. And then there's rushed ones, a guy reaching over as a fan and saying, can you sign my jersey? And then they scribble something on there and they remember it forever. Curry is one of the best signers in the game. He signs for a lot of people.
Yeah.
De'Aaron is a great signer at the arena. So those autographs look different. And De'Aaron just recently signed an agreement with Upper Deck to be exclusive to Upper Deck. So same as MJ and everybody else. And so when you have a sit down signing and the guy can sit down and take his time, you're going to have beautiful looking autographs. But when you have rushed ones, are they real? Absolutely. Are they marketable? Maybe not. DeMontis has one of the worst autographs out there. It looks like a messed up heartbeat, like a just
cardiogram.
A cardiogram. It looks like that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look great. But he recently had a signing that was a private signing where he signed the autographs and they look great. So it really comes down depends on how it looks.
Yeah.
And your second question, does it need to be authenticated? Only in resale.
Right.
But if it's for you, it's your family, and you're going to enjoy it forever, don't worry about that stuff.
You know the truth.
And you can always authenticate it later.
Right.
Okay. So there's always that.
More with Imran tomorrow on the True Sports.
Quick question.
Show.
One last question.
Oh, here we go.
There's somebody texted me and went,
no, you didn't. It was
please rank your favorite employees at True Sports Cards.
Okay, so I have
mind you, my son is there now.
Right,
too.
so I have 14 employees, and let's start with your son. He's in the top 5.
Yes.
Donovan, top 5. Pete, top 5. Where am I at right now?
You got 3 of the top 5.
I got 3 of the top 5. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna say AJ, who's the manager of the mall.
Okay,
and then everybody else grouped together with the exception of Tim Shepler. So
I'm a shoe-in for hate of the year.
Hey, since you're letting us know how you feel about players, and Drapes just mentioned Luka, what do you think of this? You've been watching basketball a long time, right?
Yeah.
Chandler?
I was the one screaming for Luka at number 2 instead of Bagley. Screaming.
Really?
Yelling at the top of my lungs.
Chandler Parsons, he was on, I don't know,
FanDuel show or something.
I think it's FanDuel. Thank you. He said,
did he hurt himself?
No, he said, Luka's already better than Larry Bird was. He doesn't have the resume or the championships. But as a basketball player, Luka can do everything Larry Bird did and more. Chandler Parsons. What do you make of that?
I mean, good for him. I mean, if I was Chandler Parsons on some 8th rated radio station or whatever he's on, you got to shake the trees in order to make it happen. Agreeing that Larry Bird is the best ever and going with 99% of the population agreeing with that doesn't get you talked about at Sactown Sports on a Friday afternoon, right? So sometimes you got to be the alternative swimming against it. Come on, guys. Really, I love Luka. He's excellent, an awesome player. But Larry versus Luka, it's just two different worlds. It just doesn't work anymore. The comparisons are tough because the game is just so different. And you just can't say right now, if you were just to say if he's better than, and you force ranked 1 through 15, there's only probably 2 guys right now, 3 if you obviously LeBron, but 3 guys that are inside of the top 15 right now. And Luka ain't one of them, but Larry still is. The other 2 that would be inside the top 15, in my opinion, is going to be Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. Outside of, I mean, you got some guys that are close. You got the Hardens of the world, and you have the Giannis's of the world, and Jokic is right there too. But it was interesting because when the top 50 came out in 96, you looked at those and you're like, how does Shaq make it? Now it's a no-brainer, but at that time in 96, Shaq had only been in the league for 3 or 4 years. And then what they did was when they went to the 75th anniversary, they added the other 25, and you're like, did they remove any of the 50? No, all they did was add another 25. They added Dominique, who should have been in the first group. There's a lot of guys that were added in the second 25. So you look at the hierarchy years. Some people say the pyramid of the greatest of all time. Luka's not there yet. He's not even top 75 at this point.
That's almost disrespectful to him to say that.
It's unfair for him right now because he's still in the process, and he came in 2018. He's got 6 or 7 years in. He's going to be one of the all-time greats. It's just too early to compare him to Larry. But here's the interesting part about it. Curry in 2 years had more three-pointers made than Larry Bird in his entire career. That blew my mind.
Oh, yeah. They just
the game is just different.
They didn't shoot him then.
No.
The one thing I'll say about that, where it's absolutely untrue, this is not true. Luka's not a good defender, right? He's not a good defender.
No.
Larry Bird was 3 times second team all defense.
That true?
Yeah.
I mean, I can only think of really one steal that I could think of.
After he hurt his back doing his mom's driveway, he didn't make any all defensive teams after that. But
is that how he hurt himself?
Oh yeah.
In his mom's driveway?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
He was shoveling shale or whatever, and it's like, but yeah, before that, he was 3 times second team all league defense.
Interesting fact about autograph signings with Larry Bird: he does not do inscriptions, 0 whatsoever. So he won't put Hall of Fame. He won't do any of that stuff. He'll sign paid signings.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do public. He does not want to do public signing, but he'll sign in private signings. Will not add inscriptions. So very interesting on that. I have no clue why.
I got a question for you. You've been around the game for a long time. As your boy Shep always talks, you're dropping many names. Is there anyone that you have not been able to come across and get an autograph yet? Like you have your eyes set on something?
Chris Webber. Other than the time. Yeah, I have not been able to secure a deal with Chris Webber to do us autograph signing. And I think he recently did a tour here in Sacramento.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and he did some stuff with his book. And I know he's very, very involved in African-American history and curation of stuff.
Art and stuff like that.
Right, Black history. And I just have not been able to secure him
because he saw you. He's like, "Oh, that's that guy."
He's like that guy. Yeah, I signed peanut bags for him, and he forced me to do it in order to get the stretch seat.
That's a Southwest A1 guy.
I call him steak sauce. He keeps calling himself A1. Yeah, it's Chris. And then any of the really major players right now, Jay, they make so much money that it's crazy the asking price to get them to roll out of bed. And I don't blame them. If they're making $30 million a year, what's it to say, hey, I'd like you to sign autographs in Sacramento for, this much money. Some people, I was telling people, I won't disclose what I pay the guys, but I'll just tell me what you think I paid a guy. And they're like, I don't know, like $1,000. I'm all, that's the flight home.
Right.
Yeah, that's the flight home. Right.
So like a guy, and when you say guys that play now, we're talking about, Anthony Edwards. Yeah, we're talking about Trevor Lawrence, like guys that don't need the money necessarily because they're right in the middle of the smack of making money.
Aaron Rodgers has now set up for a signing. He's going to be doing signings. If you wanted a card, and remember, Fanatics is exclusive, so he won't sign Panini cards. because he's a Fanatics exclusive. He doesn't want to sign for the enemy. So he'll sign a jersey, a photo or whatever. What's your price? What's your guess for Aaron Rodgers?
A-Rod?
Yep, just a photo, 8x10. What do you think?
$100.
$250.
Keep going.
Get out of here.
Keep going. Keep going.
500.
Higher.
Get out of here.
$649 for a flat.
Damn.
My boy Chris Verlaine, who's the producer of the morning show, he's got a DVD signed by him when he went over to the American Century up in Lake Tahoe of one of the movies that A-Rod was in.
Is
that worked a little bit?
First of all, what's a DVD for half of our audience?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember the movie.
Yeah, and two, no, what is a DVD? Not which DVD.
Oh, got you.
You know what I mean?
Great point.
So it's just, it also comes down to what is it that you have signed? What is the item? And whether or not it is something of interest.
You know what's interesting about that, Jay? And I haven't been up there in a while. 2000 or so, we were up there doing a show up there.
Sure.
Because the guy that normally did them, he couldn't, and they asked us to do them. And it was great. But I remember they had the signs that said, everyone goes up there to get autographs.
Of course.
But they said players will not sign hats or cards, because what was going on is little kids would go, hey, will you sign this? And it was for dealers. And then they'd take them and sell them.
I remember that.
So they'd sign goofy stuff like a DVD. But I remember there was signs that said the players will not sign. They won't sign they'll sign like the program for the event.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't sign any like helmets or nothing like that.
For
that reason.
One of our athletes here at the show specifically said, I won't sign shoes. Okay. I'll let you pick and choose which one you believe that is. He won't sign shoes. And I said, well, why? And he says, because the last autograph signing I did, people were literally taking them off their feet to have me sign it. And I got a whiff of one of them, and I'm good. And I'm good. And I'm good.
Wow.
So, and you know what? The athlete has a right to say no to stuff.
Yeah.
Ricky wouldn't sign bases at our show. He's the greatest base sealer of all time. He will not sign bases. My guess is that he has an exclusive agreement to sign bases for somebody else, right? So these things come into play, and these athletes have very unique requests as to what they will or won't do. That's why you were so surprised with the Randy Johnson bird. I've got a guy in line. He had paid a couple $100 for a Randy Johnson autograph opportunity. And he's saying, I brought two things with me. I brought this thing, and I brought this photo of him with a bird that exploded. Will he do it? I'm talking to the back. Guys, I'm trying to find out, will Randy sign anything with the bird? My team goes and asks him. They go, you won't believe it. He'll sign the bird thing. And the guy jumped for joy. So we have weird requests that happen. Mm-hmm. It's just, can we cater to that person?
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Have fun tomorrow on the
show.
will.
I will. We're running live. We got Emil back in the studio, and we're going to ask him, what is it like to talk and speak with Dennis Rodman, 10-2, driving 5 miles under the speed limit?
Take your shoes off. When we come back, how a guy drapes once for the Kings ended up in one of the best moments of the season as named by NBA fans.
Okay.
Yeah. It's next. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Oh, I know.
Hey, California, Cellathon means big savings. Cellathon means great selection. Cellathon means 5 days to save. So visit your California Ford dealer now through Memorial Day and get great offers across the lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Like the built Ford Tough F-150, part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 47 years and counting. Or the adventure-ready Ford Bronco Sport with GOAT modes to help you conquer the great outdoors. And the always electrifying Ford Mustang Mach-E with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. It's the Ford Memorial Day Cellathon. That means choices, whether it's gas, hybrid, or all electric. Now's the best time to get behind the wheel of your brand new Ford truck or SUV and drive it home today. But hurry, these offers absolutely end May 28th. So go to your California Ford dealer today. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow. Sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. Now, I've told you this before, but this is what we call extending a good deal. Right now, American Energy Heat and Air is offering an HVAC diagnostic for $99. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind. They're offering it free. It's a $99 value, but you get it for $0. Let the American Energy team test your system connections and all the moving parts of that system to ensure that it's functioning properly. Now, this is a limited time offer. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. Speak to the company that has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau that's been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Kevin Lewis with National Garage Door, reminding you that in Sacramento, National Garage Door is the king of garage doors. We service, sell, and install garage doors and openers. Call us today for your basketball special. A new 16x7 Rainer garage door with insulation and a belt drive opener for only $24.49 installed. Give us a call today, 916-638-4554.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
The Summer Starts Here sales event is on now through Memorial Day at your Toyota dealer. Hit the road in a brand new Toyota truck and explore new trails on any terrain. The time is now, so don't miss out. Right now, get financing as low as 0% APR on 2024 Tundra Hybrid or up to $2,000 cash back. Or check out the all-new redesigned 2024 Tacoma. Hurry, Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event ends soon. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Tundra Capstone models only. Excludes TRD Pro and 6324.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Go for the gold May 1st through July 27th during Sky River Casino's $1 million Road to Glory giveaway. Play daily for a chance to win free play, cash, or your choice of a Lincoln Nautilus, GMC Sierra, or Ford Mustang GT every Saturday. Get 100 bonus entries by earning 100 tier credits every Monday and Tuesday, plus one free daily entry at our promotional kiosks. Victory could be yours during the $1 million Road to Glory giveaway at Sky River Casino. Visit skyriver.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Vapes and cigarettes are responsible for the excessive amount of secondhand smoke in California.
From our sidewalks to our parks, restaurants, offices, and work sites, over half of Californians are at risk of being exposed to thousands of toxic chemicals.
Go to secondhanddangers.org for an action plan to protect yourself and your family from toxic harm that could last a lifetime.
Because even outdoors, there's no such thing as safe secondhand smoke.
Sponsored by Breathe California, Sacramento region.
It's the Memorial Day sales event going on at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Hi folks, Leonard Harrington here, and I'm here to tell you we've got the savings, the selection, and of course the service to make Memorial Day better than ever. You know, the start of the summer is the perfect time to get into that new Ram truck, Dodge Charger, Chrysler 300, or Jeep Wrangler that you've been thinking about. And of course there's plenty in stock to choose from. We've got the colors, the styles, and the options you've been looking for. Maybe you need service on your vehicle. From routine maintenance to major repairs, let our factory-trained service techs get you back on the road at no time at all. It's our Memorial Day sales event, so why not kick off the summer right now? Only at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right off 99 in Kettleman, and open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the Low Price Center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. All kinds of beers and thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly. Be 21.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
What is Subcontractors United? It's a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in over 40 trades to help with your home project needs. From cabinets to heating and air to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown Sports.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
We are, with your help, zeroing in on that holiday weekend. Barbecue, unofficial start of summer, right? What's the best part about the unofficial start of summer? You
I'm
okay
sorry,
over
bro.
there?
No, my headphones broke, bro. I was too excited. Had Imran on, and so look at it. It's like hanging off to the side and everything. My headphones, I don't know how that happened, bro. They were just fine.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. What was your question? Back to the topic.
Is it twisted, maybe?
No,
or
it's broke, dude. Look at this.
I see.
I don't know how that just happened.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That's
The best part of the unofficial start of summer.
I think it's just the barbecues, the grills, the smoking, just the outdoor, like this morning, I woke up, daughter came down, we sitting out on the back patio, because I got the golf course, just snuggled up with her. Weather is decent enough to just lay out there with the blanket on and just the energy, just the optimism in the air. Yeah.
Right. Just the promise of summer, vacations, warm weather. But that all takes a back seat to
what?
NBA free agency. It's almost here.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, we still got like 6 weeks to go or something like that. I'm like, man, we got so much
It's almost
time.
June. It's early July, right?
Yeah,
Last week
when's
of
free
June.
agency? July 1st?
I believe it's July 1st.
By then, we will have settled on one guy the Kings are going to trade for. Like, a consensus, if you will. This is the guy.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it'll already be done by then. I doubt it. But maybe.
I doubt it. Maybe John Collins will be here.
I got to say, I know I'm not a big John Collins guy. You mentioned him a couple days ago. Jerry Reynolds mentioned him. And our guest today, Evan Sidery. Yeah, he said, it's not a bad idea. Well, it just so happens that your guy John Collins factors in a couple of the NBA fans.
A couple of?
favorite moments, plays of the year. Yeah, this is voted on by NBA fans. First is style of the year, and you can check all these out for yourself if you haven't already at NBA.com. Style of the year. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
All right, he looks good. He's sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Shai's always dressed to the nines.
See, mine would have been Jalen Williams.
Nah, with the one where he got his face covered and everything.
Executioner's hood.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What's
that Netflix show that was all the rage where they wore the red uniforms, the red.
Is a Squid Game?
Squid Game, yeah. He had the Squid Game look, but just in black. Yeah, exactly.
Photo of the year is Anthony Edwards, but it's from a play that we'll get back to in a minute. So Anthony Edwards' photo.
You saving that one up, huh?
Yeah, because that's a big one.
That's a
major category. Handle of the year is Kyrie Irving. There's a highlight there. Yeah,
Kyrie.
An amazing play that he had. And he is, I mean, I think that's part of this game that we overlook because, he's always doing things that you're talking about, and he makes some big clutch shots. But, that handle.
Maybe the best ball handler ever in NBA history. So, well-deserved for Kyrie.
Assist of the year, surprise, DeMar DeRozan.
Really?
It was like a 360 spin cycle play against the Bucks. Ended up throwing it out to Kobe White for a three-pointer. But the big one, block of the year, Anthony Edwards.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Chase down one,
Yeah. The big category, of course, dunk of the year.
What you got for me?
I dunked on.
Anthony Edwards. Where were you when this dunk essentially broke the internet? Ant takes the crown with this grown man slam over John Collins for dunk of the year.
Offensive foul.
We'll get the audio. It was a great call, too. I don't know who had that call.
Was that our boy Michael Grady? Yeah,
was
friend
it?
of show. Yeah, Michael Grady did that one, I believe. From the rafters, he said, or something like that. And
that is also the picture of the year.
The dunk and the picture.
Was the picture.
Let me see the picture.
John Collins, help!
Don't make fun of our soon-to-be Sacramento King. This guy's going to be a teammate of ours. We're going to be representing for John Collins.
I'll say this. I give him credit. Every guy who's in one of those pictures, because, a lot of guys, business decision, they will get out of the way.
Right.
Because they don't want to get posterized.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure John Collins wasn't guarding him, right? That's not
that's not his man.
But he's stepping in. He's doing what you're supposed to do. Help defense. I got to try to stop. Now, in this case, it didn't work out.
Hey, if you're playing defense, you're going to get dunked on.
That's what should happen.
And remember, he got a concussion after that. Remember, because Edwards hit him in the head, I think, with an elbow or something, and he had to leave the game because of a concussion, I believe. And so he got double whammied. Mm-hmm. Got posterized and a concussion that marks the show for him.
Yeah, but I hate that when a guy gets dunked on when he's playing help defense, and then everyone's, oh, look at that. You got posterized. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Or
doing his job. Doing his job. Playing defense. Didn't make a business decision. Somebody on the text line, 916, says dunk of the year was Malik Monk on Chris Dunn on opening night. Remember that? That was the one, the soul-crushing one, where everybody, I felt it, and then the crowd in Utah, because I was there for that one, they just were in awe. It was just like a hush. They couldn't believe it.
Tremendous night. Yeah, I think, is that what you said? They don't believe it.
Yeah, something to that. I can't even remember that
call.
Your
catchphrases or just
no, dude. I don't have a catchphrase, or maybe I do, but it's all spur of the moment, big fella. Like I can't rehearse these things. It's natural reaction.
That became an often played promo for NBC Sports.
Oh, was it really?
They don't believe
it. Yeah. Hopefully, we got many more of those Malik Monk kind of dunks.
I don't know how much time you spend going over these or listening to them, but did you have a favorite call of yours? Off the top of your head, or would you have to go back over them?
I'd have to go back. I never watch, actually. I never go back. That one, obviously, you know which one, and Kings fans, don't get mad at me. I'm talking about just for me in terms of execution and calling it. It's going to be Dame's logo half court. That's the one. Oh, my gosh. In terms of an announcer, in the sweet spot, getting that one right, I felt that Dame's was good.
And just think if that doesn't go in. All those games that were so close. Just think what a difference that would have made.
Dude, we're in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like we're one game difference. We're, hosting, all the games. And we don't have to worry about the Pelicans, maybe. We get two cracks at it, if you will. And so, yeah. That was that was a great game, man. That really was. And then you just knew Dame Dollar, ball in his hands. It's one of those where you got to prepare yourself. All right, this may happen, and it happened. And so I like the execution of that one.
What do you think of this from Carmichael Karen?
Carmichael Karen.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Sorry. That's a funny name.
Carmichael Karen, I feel bad for these guys talking about free agents for 2 months when we know Vivek isn't paying anyone. I think we're the guys that Carmichael Karen is feeling bad for. These guys are talking free agents for 2 months. Vivek's not paying anyone.
That's a lame take. Didn't they just give Domas a $217 million extension? What are you talking about? Vivek's not paying anyone. Now, if they were, operating on the cheap, bottom payroll in the league, but the Kings are actually, middle of the pack in terms of payroll. And so I don't think Vivek, when you look at it, the decision to extend Domas $217 million, richest contract I believe the Kings have ever had, I'm not agreeing with that narrative.
Well, yeah, I just don't think it adds up. For example, let's say they traded for somebody like Zack LaVine. Well, the way it works in the NBA, you got to send as much out as you get back.
Right.
So you're in paying about the same. And as far as the other free agents we're talking about mid-level guys.
Because they're hamstrung. They can't just go out there and just spend and spend. You got a salary cap situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's also there's a salary floor.
Yeah.
Which the NBA is going to, I think, more stringently enforce, or it's going to be more punitive for teams that aren't paying players enough. So I don't think that's a factor for the Kings.
Yeah, according to Basketball Reference, the Kings paid out $150 million in salaries this year. That don't sound like somebody that's operating on the cheap, if you will.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. We could talk about that if that's true, but I just don't think it really is true. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back and look at what will the NBA's new TV deals mean for player salaries. You might want to sit down. Have you heard some of these numbers?
I have heard some of these numbers. Yeah.
Man, and we'll get to the phones as well. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Drive, guys. Sactown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
There is a different vibe at night at the Hagen Oaks Range, powered by Top Tracer. It's more relaxed, with golfers and newbies side by side enjoying the technology used on televised golf tournaments. Play a variety of fun games. Play Pebble Beach. Compete against friends at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range. Or treat yourself to 9 holes on the Mackenzie putting course. Hungry? The Hangout Food Truck offers burgers, chicken strips, and more. And don't forget to check the summer-long free concert schedule at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, Fulton Avenue and Cap City Freeway.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings sale is on now at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords with low financing and lease options. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
In the middle of the day now, baby, I seem to think of only you.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
So much more. Are we any closer to having any idea what the Kings are going to do this offseason, in your opinion, after talking about it for most of the week?
John Collins, Zack LaVine, Jeremy Grant, Bradley Beal, everybody we didn't talked about, they're going to do. Brandon Ingram, Donovan Mitchell. I mean, dude, we've been all over the place, man. Carmichael Karen's like, I feel bad for these guys. These guys are all over the place.
You're out on Jeremy Grant, right? I know I've been every which way.
I mean, he's okay. No, a solid player. I'm okay with Jeremy Grant. you just got to do something. You got to address the 4 spot, I believe. Mm-hmm. Whether it's mid-level, trade, draft, we cannot go into this season undersized in the front court. That's my take. Mm-hmm. You got an athletic subscription, big fella? I see you struggling over there.
I
do. You got to change your password or something like that?
I think I do. Yeah, trying to get to the story about the salaries. Like, whoop. Well, let's go to the phones. Why don't we? 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Let's start with Doug. Doug's been on hold a long time. What's up, Doug?
Gentlemen, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Our guy Doug, what's up, man?
Yeah, let me set this up because I called yesterday and you guys were talking about 4th of July. Remember my 2 sparklers and a
J-bomb? Yes.
Yeah. Hey, you have a very nice young man that came in. His name was Evan, and you guys did a wonderful interview with stuff. And then Whitey, you asked me because I said Mikal Bridges yesterday. You said, would you include Keegan Murray? And I said no. And then when Evan threw it out, he didn't have Keegan Murray. He wanted him playing next to him. So that was a nice little scoop that Doug had yesterday. So
Doug calling in to get some pat on his back. And he won his flowers. 2 hours you've been on hold, Doug.
I've been on hold for an hour.
Oh,
was it worth it?
So I said, I think I just heard my elbow snap from patting myself.
Right. Good job, Doug. All right. Okay.
Well played. Thank you.
That's all I had. And I hope it happens.
Thanks, my guy.
That would be great. I just don't see why the Nets do it. And I know Evan addressed that. I just don't see why.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me, right? Like when we talked about this, Jay got the sound with this Evan earlier talking about Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, I think the reason might be why is because Brooklyn's going to be star chasing this summer. I think a lot of teams are looking at Brooklyn to see what happens if they don't go out and get a Donovan Mitchell, who they want to go out and see. If he doesn't request a trade from the Cleveland Cavaliers this offseason, they'll have to pivot somewhere else. They might pivot to Trae Young, for example. If they can't get Trae Young, who are the Nets going to get in that? And they might have to realize at that point, why not give up Mikal Bridges? I mean, he could give them maybe 3 or 4 first-round picks that he can kickstart a rebuild a little bit in Brooklyn. There's not many pieces in Brooklyn anyways. There'll probably be a top 5 pick in next year's draft too. But the kicker about that is that the Nets don't own their future draft picks because they gave them all up in the James Harden. Really in a tough spot here. I think if they're going to try to push those chips in this summer for Donovan Mitchell, but if they don't get it done there, I think they might have to sell off on guy Mikal Bridges.
So they're star chasing. I mean, obviously he knows what he's talking about, follows it really closely. To me, it's still a little muddled to me.
Yeah.
The motivation.
You basically, what Evan is saying, they would trade him to get assets to then flip for a star player. Like it doesn't make sense.
I just think he's really good.
He's
already.
really good. Right. Exactly. You should be looking to pair him with somebody, like get somebody that would play alongside of him.
Guess what? It's time to check it.
Oh, okay.
With TC on Sactown Sports. Hello, TC.
Dre, Whitey, Jay in the back. What's going on?
What's up with you, my guy?
How's your Friday going? You ready for the big weekend?
Man, listen, man. Hey, y'all know I'm ready for the weekend. Check it out. Hey, is y'all ready for the weekend? Y'all gonna have a nice weekend? Y'all got some stuff planned?
Oh, yeah. We're going to be out in them streets. We're going to be out there.
You already know, man. We here too, man, you know. But, hey, at the same time, hey, Drake, I kind of got to disagree with you, man, on the whole Kuzma deal, bro. I'm doing that for Kuzma, man, to get Kuzma in the building. I'm giving up an extra first-round pick because it's all about bringing him in. He's a great rebounder, bro. He's 6'9" with that 6'11" wing, or what is it, 6'11", 7-foot wingspan. Kuz ain't no slouch. Kuz is a bucket getter, bro. So we all agree on we're past the whole Keegan has to develop. No, bro. Kuzma's a guy that you don't have to tell to shoot the ball. So if you can get Kuzma wrong side with Keegan, because you're not giving up Keegan in that deal. So Keegan, you're just going to get your shots how you get them. But you need another bucket getter, bro. If Kuz is at the 4, you don't need no big body to be next to Sabonis. Sabonis, you need to get down and continue to grab rebounds, but the stretch 4 can be Kuzma, who's going to average 20. That's a bucket getter. Keegan can play the 3, and whoever's going to be at the 2. We don't know if it's going to be Monk, but we got to operate like we're not going to have Monk. If we get Monk, I'm with you, Whitey. that's a plus. If not, it's going to be Keon. So if we moving with Fox, Keon, or Fox, Monk, or however it is, bro, we going to run. But we need another bucket getter, bro. Keegan is, for some reason, he's not that guy yet, bro. And we don't know if he's going to be that guy, but Keegan's in a good spot. But Kuzma, bro, is a perfect guy that you need, man. Check it. That's all I got.
All right, TC. Ain't no clapping for that. He's wrong. Why are we clapping for that?
Because he said he
is he still on?
Weekend.
TC still on with us?
Yeah.
All right, TC, let me push back. So what you telling me is Keegan would then become our fourth option. Keegan's a glorified Michael Porter Jr., if you will. Keegan's a KCP, if you will. You're telling me the number 4 overall pick in year 3, you know what? We don't have faith that you could be that guy. We don't have faith that you could be at least a number 3 option. Because Kyle Kuzma ain't going to come out here and just stand in the corner and hope for 8 to 10 shots a game. Kuz is going to get it up. That's what you're telling me, TC.
Listen, Drake, I'm not saying listen, hold on, before we get finished, give me a minute, Jay. I'm in on Zack LaVine, too, on that deal. It's either going to be Zack LaVine or Kuzma, but Keegan, we don't have time for that anymore, Drake. Keegan,
That's it.
If he gonna shoot the ball, bro, shoot it.
Hold on. Don't disrespect. No, TC, hold on. Slow your roll, big fella. Slow your roll. I know this your little segment. Check it in TC. But have you listened to me break down the numbers? We look at a guy like Jason Tatum, went from 15 points in year 2 to 23 in year number 3. We look at our boy, I'm drawing a blank now, Peja Stojakovic, went from 11 points in year 2 to 20 points in year 3. I'm saying, let me see what our guy can give us in year 3, TC.
Don't have the luxury.
Drake, I'm with you, but what I'm saying is we can't keep surrounding everything around it. If you're going to get up from 15 to 20, bro, then you got to get that within the flow of what we're doing. I'm not going to just not do a Kuzma deal because I'm like, no, this is going to stunt the growth of Keegan. We're past that, bro.
He's right.
We are, Drake.
He's right. What if Keegan turns into Kuzma? That's my hope. Keegan Murray becomes Kyle Kuzma.
You're saying he...
Well, then you got two. You got two. Hey, listen.
That's
you got
not bad.
Two good options.
But I don't think he can become Kyle Kuzma with Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma's looking to get buckets. He ain't looking to come out here and be a role player, TC. He ain't coming out here to be a number 3. Kyle Kuzma is a number 1 on Washington right now. And I know it's Washington. They're terrible. But you think he's going to come to Sacramento, be happy with 12 shots a game, 14 shots a game?
He's going to take Malik shots. He'll take a few shots from
Keegan Murray.
Probably take a few shots from Domas, which could work. Keegan's still going to have shots there. I agree with TC. We wish Keegan the best and hope the best for him. We all need that. But we can't go into this season, this crucial season, when everybody else in the conference is we can't limp into the season kind of tiptoeing. Well, we hope Keegan.
And Kuzma's the answer, fellas? Kuzma's the answer?
Does he make you better right now?
Is he locking anybody down?
Does he make you better right now?
TC saying he's a strong rebounder. He averaged 6 rebounds a game. He ain't no strong. We need a Bobby Porters. We need a John Collins. We need guys like that.
Those two things are nothing. One's nothing like the other.
Yeah,
John Collins and Bobby Portis.
John Collins averaged 8 rebounds in 20-some minutes a game. Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come on, man. Hey, don't send me into Memorial Day weekend like this.
Does Kuzma make you better right now? I think he does.
Does he move you up in the Western Conference? No, I don't think so. I'm out on Kyle Kuzma. I'm out.
We'll come right back here and we'll look at what salaries are going to do. It's incredible. We'll continue the very friendly Friday conversation here on Kyle Kuzma, why the Kings must have him. Next, Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA3 Weather Center. We'll have clear skies tonight with a delta breeze that'll cool us to the low 50s by morning. Tomorrow we'll have clouds in the morning, sun in the afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we buy from ourselves. Right now, you'll find interest rates as low as 1.99% APR on approved credit. See our certified pre-owned Hondas in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
We all have some things from the past that we might regret, or better yet, might like to get rid of. I'm talking about that mistake you made years ago that still may be haunting you. How great would it be if that could be expunged and gone? Poof! Just like that. But where do you go for something like that? try the Gonzalez Law Offices. Jonathan Gonzalez is right here in downtown Sacramento, and he's here for you. Maybe you need someone for wrongful termination. Again, the Gonzalez Law Offices. Go to saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187.
At Elk Grove Honda, we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we'd buy from ourselves. And right now, you'll find interest rates as low as 1.99% APR on approved credit. Our Honda-trained technicians only certify our Hondas if they pass a thorough 182-point inspection. See our exceptional selection of Elk Grove Honda certified pre-owned Hondas with interest rates as low as 1.99% APR on approved credit. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of the spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Sacramento, Dirks Bentley is coming to town.
Hey y'all, this is Dirks Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Bonnie.
Take my hand, let me make you mine.
Hey, it's Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light.
Coach Doug Christie here letting you know it's the Folsom Lake Ford Memorial Day Sell-a-thon. Get low finance rates on approved credit and Memorial Day bonus cash now through Monday. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, over 35 years in the Folsom Auto Mall.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
Massive Memorial Day savings now at Maida Chevy with $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton 5.3 liter in stock after rebates. $12,000 off every Silverado LT 5.3 liter at Maida Chevy with at least 5 at this price. Massive Memorial Day savings up to $12,000 off MSRP exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Must trade in 2010 model Euro or newer and 6324.
Made a great deal at Maida.
The Drive Guys, live and local. Every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
TC on the chat says, I love you, Drapes. My guy, love the debate.
TC's on it?
Thank you, bro. You all have a blessed weekend.
Yeah. TC's our guy. If he can always call in, you know that. Just healthy debate. That's all it is.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. 10 has been hanging on. This is one of these sliding door moments.
All right.
With 10, you never know where you're going to end up.
Yeah, let's see what he got for us.
How are you, 10?
But
yeah, fire away. Sorry, we didn't hear you at the start of your call. What's up?
All right, fire away. So in a fantasy world,
if you guys had a Hall of Fame card made of you guys, though,
Yeah.
which sport would you guys want it to be in?
Okay, thank you, Tin.
Hall of Fame card?
A card, yeah, fantasy card.
Oh, basketball, baby. Yeah, that's me. With sport? Basketball. No, or golf. Basketball or golf. Yeah.
Golf?
Yeah, that's
Not
a sport. That's a sport, Jay. I hurt my knee playing golf yesterday.
Sport's a game.
No, checkers is a game.
It's checkers too.
Monopoly's a game.
Dart's a game.
Nah.
Board games. Those are board games.
Nah. You believe that too?
Oh, yeah.
No, you don't. No, I'm not. You don't believe it's a game.
It's
a
tough,
sport.
it's a very difficult game to play.
Do you sweat playing golf?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Bam.
sweat
There you go.
I sweat just thinking about playing golf. That doesn't
Is
make
bowling
it
a sport?
It's
Nope.
a game.
Bowling's not a sport?
Nope.
What are we doing
It's a
here?
game. It's a
Nah,
game.
please, man.
It's
Yo, these headphones, man. Yo, these ain't the company.
They just flew off your head on their own.
I'm done.
They broke because you be taking them off, putting your feet up.
I'm gonna just do one ear. I'm gonna do one
That's why
ear.
they broke, man.
There it is, right? Mic check.
Can I
1, 2,
help
3.
you?
Mic sign down, right? Operator.
Mic check.
Yo,
I've never seen that
seriously.
before. It's like you were just sitting there and they just.
Hey, I don't have the fancy headphones like you, Whitey. Speaking of headphones, if you're a headphone manufacturer, I'm open for an endorsement right now. You know, your boy needs some new headphones. I don't believe this. Dang. These are Sony's, too.
They're nice headphones.
They're nice
I don't know what
headphones.
happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're done.
They just gave up.
Yeah, Imran texted me. He said, yeah, your headphones broke because I blew your brain away, your mind away with so much knowledge, you know. I said, yeah, it exploded from your ego. Thanks for coming on. So, I know.
Pleasantries exchange.
Right.
Now, tennis is a sport.
Yes.
Pickleball.
I'm not sure yet.
It's a wannabe sport.
I haven't
It's still a
seen it
game,
live
but,
yet.
You know.
You guys, man.
Is pickleball a sport? Yes.
Baseball's borderline.
Oh, come on.
Stop.
Come on now.
Jay, like,
you sound bad as Imran talking about Mitch Richmond's not a Hall of Famer.
I mean, baseball, if you play in the outfield, the ball might not even come to you all game. You just standing out there. You just standing out there.
You can't just point at it and go, you can't just fair catch it.
I'm just saying, if you playing out in that outfield and no ball comes out to you, are you really playing the sport that day?
Okay.
Yes, because you're playing baseball.
Easy. How about this? How about you explain why golf is a sport?
Because you sweat playing it.
But people sweat at the gym.
I
People
sweat
have
playing
calisthenics,
aggravation.
right? It could be,
And you can get injured playing
people
it.
sweat while they're on the barbecue grill.
Nah, man, come on.
What? I mean, there's plenty of time to perspire.
It just like baseball,
Mm-hmm.
it takes hand-eye coordination. You know,
I love the look he
I know.
gets when he decides, I'm going to sell this. And then his headphones pop off.
I'm just seriously, golf is a sport. If it was an activity, then everybody could be good at it.
No.
Yeah.
Is guitar a sport?
No. You ain't sweating unless you playing at a jamming out somewhere.
But I thought if everybody could be good at it then, right? If it's not a sport, then anybody can be good at it.
No, you're doing apples and oranges right now. We're talking, you have to have some sort of athleticism in golf. Not everybody can swing a golf ball, a golf club and connect.
No one is. I mean, I don't think Jay is disputing.
No,
I'm not disputing that.
You want to know? You want to know how golf is in a sport? And I love this girl to death. She's my best friend. My 12-year-old daughter. I love her to death, but she cannot get golf worth anything. Try and try. She cannot hit the ball at all. That shows me it takes some skill. You need some skill to be able to go.
Scrabble takes skill.
Athletic ability, hand-eye coordination.
Uh-huh.
Are we really having this discussion?
Yes.
No, dude, come on.
It's a game.
It's
not a sport.
How about basketball?
Sport.
No, but you play a game of basketball. Let's go play pickup game.
Yeah, I mean that's the verbiage of it. I understand the verbiage.
Let's go to
of
Webster's
the situation.
right now. Let me go to Webster's. What is sport? The definition of sports. You think I'm doing it right now?
Auto racing, Jay.
Yes.
I'm going to the old Cambridge English dictionary.
Is an auto racing driver? Is he an athlete?
He's a driver.
I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
Here, how about this?
Not an athlete, driver.
I'm just going by the dictionary definition.
Okay.
Not the Whitey definition, not the Jay's definition. I'm going with something widely assumed and widely agreed upon. The Cambridge English Dictionary. Sport.
I like Webster myself.
A game, competition, competition or activity needing physical effort and skill that is played or done according to rules for enjoyment and or as a job. There you go. What are we ain't even arguing this. I'm going to just, say Cambridge probably has it right more than us. More than you guys. I'm going to trust Cambridge more than I'm going to trust Jay and Whitey.
Yeah, let me find Webster's and Merriman. Yeah, let me see where they go. Cambridge might be a little, you might have pulled that up yourself. Let me check Webster's.
Go ahead. Check Webster's. Merriam-Webster's.
Golf is a sport.
What are you doing? For 10 minutes, you just said it wasn't.
I know. I was just trying
to. Dude, it's Memorial Day weekend. This is when I'm trying to coast. I'm trying to wind down, relax, play some Dr. Dre, Let Me Ride or something like that as I roll out here. Don't get me spicy right now.
Golf is right there on the edge, but it is. It is.
Thank you.
Is your son, does he have a chance to become an NBA player?
No.
Too bad, because with the way the salaries are expected to rise, they got the new TV money coming in for the NBA. They're very close to announcing the new deals. $3 billion in the next season in the final year of the contracts with Disney and Warner Brothers. And then they're gonna double that with the current deals. So here are the projected salaries, and this is based on a 10% rise in the cap, which might be overly optimistic, might be conservative. So 25 season in the NBA, max salary, 35% increase, max salary, $49.3 million. So year by year, then it goes up to $54 million. So in 2027, $59.1 million, then $65.68 million, then $72.25 in 28-29. So we're talking about 79.4, 87.4, 96.1.
What?
Max salary in the 32-33 NBA season, $105.79 million.
No way. Are you serious?
Yeah, that's where the numbers are headed.
Take care of y'all chicken.
I tell you what.
So somebody would be saying, he's not worth $105
$105
million.
million.
He's maybe worth $80 million a year.
Young Nick better get out of that card shop and hit the basketball hoop. Better learn to dribble, big fella. Work on that left hand. Dang. It's crazy.
It is.
It's crazy the money that is involved. And I get it now when parents are sending their kids to AAU and little Johnny got the trainer in second grade and everything. They trying to hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
They trying to use the kids as a lottery ticket.
Yeah. So the Supermax deals starting next year, $286.23 million Supermax deal, and then project that out to what it would be 32-33. We're talking about $613.56 million. So more than,
So the deal would be
coming up on $1 billion
like
Supermax.
A Supermax 5 years, 600 and something million.
$613 million.
Gosh.
Yeah. $105.79 million per year.
But I thought the NBA was dying according to some people. I mean, this is crazy money. But here's the crazy thing about it. I hate these headphones, bro. These things are killing me right now. These things are look at this. It's like, dude, a YouTube channel.
That rabbit's ear.
You see this? The thing about it, though, fellas, is if the salaries are like that, what are the owners? What are the owners pulling?
Are you taking?
Yeah, he's taking a picture of me right now, dude. This is. Why is it hanging like this? Anyway, I'm gonna keep the show on the rails, on the tracks.
Yeah.
If the players are making this, how much are these owners getting? Like, seriously, you can't even have a conversation right now.
He's like,
what I mean? Can't even have a conversation.
Yeah.
Video too?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Let me see here. It's like what's the speed bag in boxing? It's just like that. I'm just like
all right, Merriam-Webster's dictionary.
Don't read that
definition,
Jay.
An activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment.
There you go.
I like that a little better. See, you tried to use the word game and all that other, all that jazz. Yeah, this is it. This is it.
That was the same thing, basically.
This is straight derived from Oxford language. Here we go.
Say that.
An activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment.
Individual, and there's team, Ryder Cup, Live Golf.
That's creative.
Like, come on, big fella.
Creative stuff.
Come on now. Scramble.
Closest to the hole.
Yeah, sometimes Jay, it's like, oh, hold on, I'll go pick up the pin for you.
Right, come on, man.
Sometimes you gotta, you gotta do, you gotta rake the track.
Oh man, gotta rake the track. That's physical exertion. Trust me, I golfed the other day, 9 holes. Your boy was in pain afterward. I'm not getting in pain from darts. I'm not getting in pain from checkers or chess or anything like that. Like, a sport is a physical activity that you can get. Ask Tiger Woods if golf is a sport.
Yeah, but see, the
dude that hurt his back, he that hurt his leg, his knee. That's an athlete, big fella.
That's prior to Tiger. Nobody was even in the gym.
So let me ask you this, Jay. This is the final. This is the verdict.
Okay.
By the way, the video of Drapes is being posted now to Twitter.
Why are you doing that? Is Tiger Woods an athlete? Huh?
Yes.
How's he an athlete if he doesn't play a sport?
Because he actually went to the gym. He actually worked out. He actually trained. He actually went.
I got you right
put
there,
the time
big fella.
in. You know what I mean?
I got you right
the
there,
other
Jay.
golfers prior to him, and some still now, they don't do all those things.
An athlete, a person who is trained or skilled in exercises, sports,
golf is
or games requiring physical strength, agility, or
As
stamina.
an auto racer, whether it's NASCAR or whatever, Formula One, see an athlete.
That's tough.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a hard one.
That's the same thing as a golfer. Why is that so? Why is that so easy to call it?
Cambridge Dictionary done already settled this argument.
I went to Merriam-Webster.
It's the same thing, except occasionally the golfer has to get out of the car.
Yeah, there you go.
Go hit something, then get back in and sit down before he drives
Oh, if
off.
golfers aren't athletes, then we can't call a 350-pound overweight defensive lineman an athlete
That's
either.
disrespectful. Don't do that to them. Because you have
disrespected golfers.
Golfers ain't running no 40. They're not cutting. They're not doing. Have you seen the combine lately?
Bro, they
the cone
lifting
drill.
weights.
Have
They
you seen the
lift
cone
weights.
drill, Drapes? Is there a combine for the PGA?
Nah.
I'm just saying. I mean, if you don't have the 3 cone drill up under 3 seconds, then it doesn't count.
This is an elitist American right here. This elitist American attitude. If it ain't football, baseball, or basketball, or hockey, it ain't a sport.
What about the Wonderlic?
his
Is
side
there
a little
one?
bit.
Has any any PGA golfer ever had to take the Wonderlic?
That has nothing to do.
I'm just saying. I mean, we got to see where you are mentally.
When we come back, can you imagine what sports would be like today if they hadn't tried this experiment 89 years ago? I'll tell you about it in Whitey's Wayback Machine.
Oh, okay.
Coming up, Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We'll have clear skies tonight with a delta breeze that'll cool us to the low 50s by morning. Tomorrow we'll have clouds in the morning, sun in the afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA 3 app.
This Memorial Day, the Roseville Auto Mall invites you to experience the thrill of saving like never before. 17 dealerships and thousands of vehicles all in one location. The giant Memorial Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall at the intersection of savings and satisfaction.
We see a lot of news about teens vaping, but teens see something else. Videos on social media that glamorize it and downplay the dangers of nicotine. How can parents talk so kids will listen? Use facts. 1. Nicotine can rewire teens' brains. 2. It can make teens more anxious. 3. Changes to the brain can be permanent. So even when it hides behind a new look, nicotine is brain poison. Go to undo.org for more.
Is credit card debt weighing you down? Are you losing sleep at night worrying about how much you owe? Have you ever used one credit card to pay off another credit card, just prolonging the problem? You're not alone. Half of all Americans are dealing with troubling credit card debt. But there is an answer. Zero Debt USA has proven strategies to eliminate that troubling credit card interest and get you out of debt fast. They can often get your monthly payment down to less than half of what you're currently paying. Work with a company that can help. Visit ZeroDebtUSA.com. Again, ZeroDebtUSA.com.
You know it's time to save when we're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for the Memorial Day sales events?
Even more savings than we've had this year. Right now, save up to $13,500 off MSRP on new 2023 Dodge Challenger and Dodge Charger GT or SXTs. You pick. Get yours starting as low as $24,350. And remember, this is it. The last few gas-powered American icons. And once they're gone, they truly are gone.
Wow, it's hard to believe this is really the end. They've stopped making them?
Yep. So don't wait and miss your chance because there's only a few left, including scat packs. And with savings like this, they won't last long.
Search, select, and save through the whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$13,500 total net savings on select new 2023 Dodge Charger and Challenger SXTs and GTs after $89.20 factory rebates and $4,600 dealer discounts. Rebates may include $500 first responder bonus cash. Must be a member of eligible First Responder Association qualify. At least 5 of this net savings. $24,350 net price on 2023 Charger SXT. VIN number 648401. See dealer for details.
In a world where everybody and their mother makes a primed trim board, contractors have to ask one question. Do I know what's under the primer? Available at just about every lumber yard you can imagine. Vintage trim boards are made from lodgepole pine. That's the stuff telephone poles and railroad ties are made of. It's durable. It's straight. It's been doing the job for generations. Manufactured right here in the USA. Ask for it by name. VintageTrimboards.com.
Hey, California. Sellathon means big savings. Sellathon means great selection. Sellathon means 5 days to save. So visit your California Ford dealer now through Memorial Day and get great offers across the lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Like the built Ford Tough F-150, part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 47 years and counting. Or the adventure-ready Ford Bronco Sport with GOAT modes to help you conquer the great outdoors. And the always electrifying Ford Mustang Mach-E with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. It's the Ford Memorial Day Sellathon. That means choices, whether it's gas, hybrid, or all electric. Now is the best time to get behind the wheel of your brand new Ford truck or SUV and drive it home today. But hurry, these offers absolutely end May 28th. So go to your California Ford dealer today. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
Sactown Sports.
All right, we got breaking news.
When it breaks,
We have it first.
it's Sactown Sports breaking news.
One of the things I don't like about this is kind of reeks of a news dump. But here's Kyle Draper with your details.
Yeah, 4 minutes ago, Adrian Wojnarowski with the tweet. After engaging in contract extension discussions, the Sacramento Kings and coach Mike Brown have tabled talks. There remains a gulf on a potential deal for Brown, who has one guaranteed season left on his contract. This is not what I want to hear on a Friday, Memorial Day weekend. Basically, the two sides had been talking, and they've decided to walk away from the table. Table talks right now because there remains a gulf between the two sides.
Is golf a sport?
Golf is, but golf is not.
That's bad news.
This is bad news.
You know what I mean, too, about Friday on a holiday?
Yeah.
It's like we have to tell people, well, it won't be popular. We got to get it out there. News dump. Wow.
This hurts. I don't like how this smells and reeks. I don't like this at all. And the fact that, like you said, this is a news dump on a Friday of a holiday weekend. We're going to have to sit on this, stew on this, and try to figure this out all weekend long. This is, I don't know what Mike's asking. I don't know what the team is offering. But to me, it should be a no-brainer. To me, you don't let a couple of $1 million disrupt what you have. Mike Brown has done a phenomenal job. Even though the Kings missed the playoffs, he still led this team to 46 wins in a tough Western Conference, and he faced some injuries. Like, we talked about it before. Look at Michael Malone in Denver. Look at he had a good season, then he had a setback, but they stayed the course. Now is the time to stay the course in terms of your leadership with the Sacramento Kings.
Carmichael Dave, I joke about him, but he's well connected, obviously, in a lot of ways, very well connected. So when he yesterday talked about and tweeted on the Mike Brown front, all signs pointing to an imminent extension, likely 3 years in the 9 to 11 per range, and told it's more of a win, not if. Dave didn't make that up, and whoever told him that was probably a pretty good source. So that I'm a little buckled by that.
I'm worried, but though I hope somebody's not using Dave though as a public, and because even when Woj tweets something like this out, I'm wondering which side is it coming from?
Good point.
Who put this out there? What are they trying to gain by this?
Right.
And so, not saying Carmichael Dave is being used or anything like that, but how can on one day, the framework of a 3-year 9 to 11. And then today, there remains a gulf on a potential deal. Something's going on here. I'm not liking this at all. I'm not liking this right now.
It's the last thing the Kings need heading into this most crucial of off seasons.
I agree, man. It's, here's the thing about where the Sacramento Kings are. Sure, 46 wins, you missed the playoffs, whatever. But everybody fully agrees that we are on the right track. Like, we are in a better position today and over the last 2 years than we've been in the last 20 years or so, 18 years, 16 years, 17, whatever it is. And so why, and maybe this is just business and it's nothing to worry about, things will get done, but it doesn't sound promising when on a Friday at 5:45, Adrian Wojnarowski dumps this out there.
Could this be maybe the team, and obviously there are negotiations going on, and they're very intense negotiations. Could this be a tactic where, you know what, we're just going to pull back a little bit. We're making what we think is a fair offer. Look, I'm totally speculating. We're just going to pull back. Maybe they're feeling like we're going as far as we can go, and you're going to have to think about that. We're not budging.
No, I agree. Yes. You know how it is in negotiations.
Yes.
Yeah, this could all just be a ploy, a tactic or whatever. I mean, let's also remember Mike Brown has 2 years left, 1 year guaranteed. And so it doesn't have to get done this weekend or tomorrow. This is a process. And just because they have a gulf right now doesn't mean there will be a gulf in a month from now or 2 weeks from now. And so this might just be part of the game. The Carmichael Dave tweet yesterday might have been part of the game. Today, Woj tweet might be part of the game. And so I just don't like it, though. It's like, just get this done and let's move on. Let's talk about Malik Monk. Let's focus on free agency. We got the draft coming up in less than a month. What are we doing here?
Yeah, as far as the PR efforts here, battle, I think Mike Brown's camp has been winning that, because you go back to right after the season ended and you had Sam Amick and Slater, remember? And they wrote in the Athletic, they said, well, Mike Brown's camp feels like a deal is due here and they deserve $10 million a year. And I think they even, some of that was their opinion. They said, yeah, that's about the going rate right now. Yeah. He also had, there's another recent story, is it Jake Fisher? So there have been public stories about how this is what he wants. This is probably what he should get. This is the going rate. So I think his camp has been winning the public relations war to this point.
Yeah, I think so. And I think when you look at, Mike Brown standing in the league, he's widely viewed as a hell of a coach, you know what I mean? And so if this goes south or sour, Mike Brown won't be the one being blamed. Mike Brown, people will say, see, look at the Sacramento Kings and look at, and I got gold, silver, diamonds here on the YouTube chat. I support Vivek and Monty on this. Mike Brown hasn't lived up to expectations. The Kings must not overpay for Brown. You overpay when he delivers. Brown has failed to deliver so far. What is overpaying? I don't care if they pay him $2 million or $20 million. In my opinion, It comes down to, do you believe he's the right coach for the job? You can't overpay for a coach, in my opinion, because it doesn't count against your salary cap. You're a billionaire. It's not going to hamstring anything that you want to do as a franchise. So there is no overpay if you believe he's the right man for the job.
I think Jerry Reynolds said it best on our show. If you have a guy you believe in, you do what you can to keep him.
Right.
As long as you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not like a player or anything like that will just tie up the cap. This is a coach. I'm hoping this is just a negotiating tactic, and we'll get this done here.
More on this Tuesday. Thanks, Drapes. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Jay. Thank you very much for being with us. Stick around. We've got the Infinity Sports Radio Network next on Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience